All right, everybody, welcome to our 2025 draft live stream. You can see we got David, we got Brendan. Hopefully, we'll be having some others as well joining us in a little bit. But we thought we'd get you guys kicked off right when the draft starts, which should be in about
5 minutes.
15 minutes when the Titans actually.
Sorry. The activity begins in about
Yeah,
5 minutes. Yeah.
yeah. It seems like Cam Ward's going to be going first, but they can't. They can't go out early or anything. They have to wait the full 10 minutes, is what I heard today.
Really, they can't just be like, Ward, let's go.
Right? I'm like, well, yeah, I guess because they want the most money for ads and stuff.
Because
Yeah, I think,
Titans have been on the clock for months now.
yeah, at this point, if they didn't know who they were drafting, somebody needs to get fired.
I feel like the only thing that would change possibly at this point is if they got like an incredible offer from another team last minute. You know what I mean? Like trading a superstar, and it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, and it sounds like the Giants offered him a good amount.
What? Yeah, I don't know what they could offer though that's going to help the Titans more than picking up a solid QB.
Yeah, and at that point, you figure the only reason the Titans said no is because the Giants probably would have gone for Cam Ward. Because if they go up, I mean, I guess the Browns would have probably taken Cam Ward, so they just didn't want to.
See, I feel like I'm in the minority here that I'm just not super impressed with Cam Ward. Like, he did fine and everything, but I feel like Miami was overrated this last season in college. I think they got lucky to get where they were. And he's talented, but I don't know if he's going to be a generational talent like some people think he's going to be.
No, but I think he probably is the best quarterback in the draft.
In the class, maybe. I wouldn't even say 100% that because we've always seen a lot of people that shake out better in the long run. I think it's going to be a very interesting year to see if he can cut it in the NFL because sometimes even the top talented person just they can't make that transition successfully, you know?
Or they end up with a terrible head coach, offensive line.
I was going to say, how's the Titans' offensive line? Because
if you got a bad team around it, it doesn't matter how good your quarterback is. It's not going to happen, and that can be very overwhelming for a rookie.
Yeah, I mean, look at Caleb Williams. I know in my rankings last year, I said even though I think he'll be the best in the long run, I gave Jaden Daniels the best rookie year just because I figured he'd end up in a better situation.
And I think he did. I think he had a fantastic year. I would, if I was Jaden Daniels, I'd be very proud of myself for that first year. And I think he's going to just keep getting better. Him and the Commanders in general, they're getting set up. I mean, here in the East, I'm scared of them.
Yeah, you know who's not going to get better next year? Maybe the Texans. Just because, CJ Stroud. I like CJ Stroud. I think he's doing good. But once again, the Texans have no idea how to build a team. Yeah. Their biggest weakness in the playoffs was offensive line. And what did they do during the offseason but trade their best offensive lineman to the Commanders?
I was going to say they traded away their best offensive lineman.
I mean, it always hurts to say this, but definitely I got to give props to the Eagles for winning last year. They brought it home. They got the job done. But even with them being the reigning champs, I'm personally more concerned about the Commanders than I am the Eagles.
I am too, just
being in the East.
Commanders kept more.
Yeah. I think they're building. They could be building to a dynasty, honestly. Like
their coaches
they've got a great coach, they've got a great line, they've got a great defense being built, and if they add enough pieces, they're going to be really scary this season. Unlike the Cowboys, who I don't care what they do today, it's not looking good.
Hey, reports are they're going after some crazy trades per Jerry Jones. So we know how that's worked out in the past.
This is what I'm personally hoping. Whatever the Cowboys go for, I'm hoping for some young, great talent that they're starting to build around the next quarterback. Because, I mean, Dak is great. I like him as a person. He's fine. He's a good guy. But I just don't think he's the answer here. I think we've tried this experiment long enough and then bringing in this new kind. I know he's the head coach. I think of him as kind of a temporary coach. I don't think that was a serious coach pick. I was not behind that. And I think Dak, without the contract, he'd be gone.
Oh, it looks like we got Dan joining us. Dan, how are you doing?
Doing good. One sec.
All right. I don't know. I think the big thing with rookie quarterbacks this year is a lot of people are already looking at Arch Manning next year.
I would love us to have Arch Manning. I was lucky enough to see him play with the Longhorns a little bit this last season. That kid's got a good future.
Mhm.
I can't wait to see what he does this season. I could see them easily taking the championship this year if he pans out the way that he played last year. He did better than Ewers. I think his presence lowered Ewers' draft stock this year.
Oh yeah, because they're talking about him maybe not even being drafted at this point, which is crazy. At one point, they were talking like at least second round. Maybe
I
first
mean,
round.
at one point they were even saying like, "Hey, he could go, top 10, whatever." And then it was like, maybe day 2." And now they're like, he'll end up somewhere.
Well,
Honestly, though,
Dan,
like if the Cowboys wanted to pick up Ewers as the backup, which they're not going to do now that they traded with the Patriots, of course. But if they'd wanted to do something like that, I think he'd be a solid, development quarterback.
I think Milton has a chance to be a good starter. So we'll see how he pans out. Definitely a good security pick.
I think it'd be very interesting if they traded Dak and used Milton, like
Trade
at
Dak to the
start of this year.
Steelers.
Yeah.
Because Rodgers ain't going to come play.
I mean, I wouldn't be upset if Dak went somewhere with him and all his contract. Like, do it. And then it doesn't matter really if Milton works out or not. We go for maybe Arch next year.
Right. Dan, as a Dolphin insider for us, what are you hoping the Dolphins do?
I think under this regime, it's best player available again. Except for quarterback. They won't draft a quarterback.
Yeah, not with this class. There's no one I think's better than Tua. What are you thinking wide receiver wise? It seems like outside of Waddle, the height Tyreek stuff is up in the air right now.
I think Jalen Ramsey is more of a is more trade bait than Tyreek is. I think the Tyreek talk has
I agree.
gone down a little bit, but it might heat up again when training camp comes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because, I mean, what team wouldn't want Tyreek if he was available?
Yeah.
Right. I bought a Tyreek Dolphins jersey I found in the antique shop for like $30.
Hey.
Antique. It's already an antique.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know why this is in here, but I'm gonna buy it.
I once saw a Giants jersey with no numbers on it. It said NFL. It had the Giants on the sleeve, no numbers on the front or back.
It's like a make your own jersey. You get a Sharpie, just whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's how the hockey sweaters are. Unless
no numbers.
You can buy one that has no numbers or names.
Yeah, it's more of a just if you just like the team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Shields has a really nice Blackhawks Winter Classic one that I want to get, but it's still $200 on discount. I'm like, I can't justify that right now.
Shields had JJ McCarthy shirts on sale on the first rack.
It looks like we're not going to have Bobby this year, so no hat throwing when the Broncos don't pick JJ McCarthy.
Oh no, Bobby can't make it.
Have you guys already spoken about the Shador Sanders draft room?
No, I haven't seen
yet.
it. What does it look like?
It's funny. Look, it was just on here a minute ago. He's got a personalized room.
Is Goodell riding around on a bike on stage?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you finally in the stream, Keegan?
I'm on the McAfee one.
No, dude, switch to the stream I gave you. It's showing the actual.
I didn't get it. I
sent it in the chat. It's in the chat.
Oh, I didn't.
Wait,
see it.
Look in the private
chat.
Is
that an NFL player or is that Lil Wayne?
There he is.
Is that Lil Wayne or an NFL player?
I think it's Lil Wayne.
I think that was Lil Wayne.
What? Why is he there? They're trying to like dive into the Packers riding bicycles thing.
I guess so, yeah. And now they're just all up. It's just a bunch of old men on bikes.
I don't think it should even be in Green Bay, but here we are.
Dan,
Keegan, are you in the stream now?
No, I didn't see it. I even looked in Discord.
It's not Discord. It's on the chat for the stream.
Oh, on our chat.
Yeah,
well, that's why I can't see it.
The page that you're literally on right now.
Do you guys know what jersey I'm wearing? Which player this is?
Who is it?
Hold on.
So it's 32. It's backwards in the thing.
Oh, we see it. We see it normal.
Oh.
Oh, here he goes. He's talking. Are there people booing him?
I'm sure.
It sounds like it.
Green Bay may be small, but it's mighty.
Green Bay may be small, but it's mighty.
Yep, people are going boo and putting thumbs down.
Us here tonight. We hope you have a great few days.
So, Dan, is yours retro or current?
So it is. It's a modern player retro, like not
Retro
retro
style.
but yeah,
Yeah,
it's their
a
throwback.
throwback. No, I do not know then.
Miami Miracle, Kenyon Drake.
Looks like Brendan dropped off. I don't know where he went. Oh no, Bobby might be here, and Brendan. We'll let Brendan back in first.
You need Keegan. You need to see Shadur's draft room. Well, also, what about Travis Hunter's pink suit?
I did see that. I saw him giving an interview earlier, and
Yeah,
I liked his
Keegan,
interview.
the
Like he was
room-
really.
Sanders' room. It's literally a black room with white, like graffiti looking writing all over it. It was,
Legendary.
like, legendary Dallas, like all the. It's really funny. And he's got a couch right in the middle with two big pillows that say legendary on them.
I like Shadur, but I think he is. I think we're going to see a Aaron Rodgers type of draft slide tonight.
I saw him going 21 overall to Pittsburgh. And like a lot
Hey,
of
as long as Dallas doesn't get him, I'm fine.
There's.
Do you
There's talk-
okay? So what about this? What about this scenario where Dallas takes Shadur, and then Sanders comes and coaches Dallas after they fire
Schottenheimer.
the worst Schottenheimer? Yeah.
Yeah, the temp coach. I think it'd be a bad idea. I mean, it would get a lot of the news. It'd get a lot of the clicks that Jerry Jones wants. But in terms of the team being successful, those would both be big mistakes.
I just got off the phone with President Donald Trump. He asked me to pass a message along to all 32 NFL franchises. So let me tell you what it reads here, all right?
Damn. The NFL Donald Trump reference.
Bobby, who you hoping the Broncos get?
So I'm sorry. Did he just say that Donald Trump sent a message that said the Bears still suck?
Yep.
Oh my God! Break the internet, honestly.
Honestly, what's funny is I can't 100% say that was a joke. Donald Trump might have sent that.
I hope
Trump out here talking facts.
I'm reading those rumors that we may be trading up in the first round to go get that Gentry kid from Boise State.
It sounds like Broncos have a lot. I mean, I've heard them. It sounds like Cowboys might be in those as well as the Bears.
See, it's interesting. I feel like the Cowboys, we need, like, our desperate spot, of course, is running back. And then maybe some O-line. We definitely need a new center. But I think they're going to maybe go for a wide receiver first just because they'll be able to pick up the other ones, I think, further down and still get decent picks. There's only a few really good wideouts right now.
I heard the Broncos will trade up to get Loveland, the tight end.
Loveland,
But
I think, is going to be interesting.
Isn't Warren the better tight end?
According to some people, I guess it's more
I think Warren's
like
better.
flavor. Yeah.
I
I've
think
heard
Warren.
some-
I think Warren might be top 5 to Jacksonville.
They could use it. They got rid of. Evan
What if the
Ingram this
Titans?
year.
What if the Titans came up and they were like, and we select Kirk Cousins?
Oh, that's Have you heard the Kirk Cousins back to Minnesota rumors?
That'd be crazy.
I've heard that.
That'd be crazy.
Oh,
This is
Mike McCarthy is on the Pat McAfee show. I have both pulled up now.
You're watching both?
Yeah,
What is wrong with you?
I'm trying to get all angles. I have, trying to be a good host over here.
I'm gonna switch my TV.
You know
here
how
in a minute.
crazy that would be, though, that you let Darnold walk and you bring back Kirk Cousins?
Kirk Cousins, who looked
Yeah, the
terrible
fact
at
that
the
he's
end of
on
the
the current contract that he's on.
so I'm gonna say something crazy, but I think if Malik Willis was in this draft, he'd be a first-round quarterback also.
I think he would. Maybe
And-
not like
and-
top 10, but I think he'd get picked.
But the fact that the Titans are now drafting a quarterback
It's funny.
that is going to be on the same roster as someone that's good.
He just answered his phone.
Yeah, it's Cam.
I know. Did he get do they all get personalized rooms?
Yeah, it's kind
It
of
looked
funny
like
for
he
him
had
because
one
they
too.
knew he was going to be gone first pick.
Yeah, it said
Yeah.
draft room built by Home Depot.
Yeah, with the way Malik played last year in Green Bay, like he looked pretty good.
Oh, I forgot that he was gone.
Yeah, no, they have Levis because I watched the Levis Titans versus Chicago game when I was in Orlando last year. That was something to forget. For the game. But yeah, there's a lot of people. They're like, well, where would have Ward been last year if he had been drafted? And they're like 5th or 6th quarterback. I'm still not a huge fan of Drake May, but I think I'm
Okay, so
alone in that.
before this first one comes in, do you guys expect? Are we going to see a trade within the first 5 spots?
I think New England is where we could see a trade.
Why are
Maybe
they showing
the
Shador?
Browns.
Yeah, for some reason, I'm hearing a lot of Philly trading up to number 4 and trading AJ Brown to the Patriots.
Oh,
What's
we
up,
got
Grayson? Welcome in.
Grayson.
What's going on, gents?
Why are they showing Shador so much right now?
Because he's the only quarterback there's speculation of because they're sure Ward's about to go.
Well, on the McAfee, they're showing the other one.
Grayson, do you have a stream that you're up watching it?
Pull it up right now.
They're
Okay, 'cause
probably
I,
about to show
you check
Cam
the chat
like
on here.
constantly.
I put a link to it if you want to watch it. If you don't have your own already.
I think Shador's going to get the Aaron Rodgers treatment where it's just like him until he gets drafted.
Oh, here we go. Let's compare this incarnate world quarterback to Patrick Mahomes.
All right, so Grayson, you're the first Browns fan we've got on here. Who are you hoping they pick? What are you hoping for?
Trying to do
Anybody but Shador Sanders. Like literally
trying to do
anybody with that.
It would be crazy if they took Sanders. Like, it's just digging a hole.
Grayson, what if they take Travis Hunter 2 and come back into the first round, jump the Steelers, and take Shador at 20?
Like that's the draft movie.
I mean, when we saw how that all played out,
That
Grayson,
movie's so
what
silly.
if they draft Hunter Biden?
I mean, he fits in Cleveland. You know, there's just plenty of fentanyl to go around. It's great.
So I think next year is the first year they can get rid of Deshaun, right? This year it's like 110 million if they get rid of him. But he can't play. He's out for the year, right?
When are they gonna just stop doing these contracts that end up screwing the teams over?
That is a good question.
I don't know who it is. Somebody's TV is crazy loud.
Mine.
Oh, Bobby, we're gonna mute you until the Broncos come on, okay? All right. There we go.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Before we get a YouTube copyright strike, they're just like, "Yo,
Cam Ward looks like he's about to cry.
I know. That's what I was about to say. Like, why are his eyes glazed? Has he been drinking or something? Or
He's
what?
either upset or high as a kite. What is?
did he make a stop
Or-
in Denver
no,
visit Shooter?"
He probably started tearing up when he got drafted.
He's like, damn it, I gotta be on the Titans. Honestly, though, there's worse places than Nashville to live. I
I
will
was
say.
going to say,
What was the Titans? I'm actually shocked. Like,
Plus, they're getting that new stadium built. I don't know if you guys have seen the plans for it. It looks gorgeous.
yeah.
Yeah,
That is
like
gonna
it's
be
a square.
Really nice. Oh, there goes
Uh-oh.
Grayson.
no, don't they call it the Top Golf Stadium?
I don't know what they're gonna call the new one.
No. I think it looks like a Top Golf entrance.
I think it does from the plans, but they got really cool like outside like art for the Titans. I would definitely lean into the mythology aspect more and build like giant statues outside of like famous like previous players and stuff. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm
Cameron
sad
Ward.
the Buffalo or the Bills' new stadium, they downsized the statues of the buffaloes.
Oh man, that would have been so cool. I love
100-foot tall
those.
buffalo.
Oh, all right. Here's our favorite guy.
Wait, Jaguars are 2. Jags are going to 2.
The Browns traded with the Jags.
Yep, Browns are going down. Jaguars, who are they
Oh.
going for? Travis Hunter?
Travis Hunter.
What? Cam Ward?
Stop.
What? This is shaking everything up.
Oh, here we go. Adam Schefter acting like he just broke the internet. What's the Cleveland guy say about this Jags trade?
Yeah, where'd Grayson go?
Bring him back.
Major breaking news.
That's crazy.
Keegan, also, you're muted. I hope you know.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'll come back to the chat. I gotta call my Jacksonville friend.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay, so they're going for Travis Hunter.
Hold on. Oh my God. Did you hear all that stuff they got for moving to number 5? They're getting the 5th pick. They're getting the 2nd round pick. They're getting a 4th round pick, and they're getting the Jags 1st round pick next year. Grayson, did you see that?
See what?
The Browns traded with the Jags. They gave up the number 2 spot. They're going to number 5, and they're getting a ton of picks for it.
I mean, I'll take it.
Yeah, they just got, I don't know if you heard me tell Keegan, they got the number 5 pick coming up. Then they're going to get the Jags number 2, round 2 pick. They're getting one of their 4th round picks, and they just took next year's 1st round pick.
And that number 5 pick is going to be Shedeur Sanders.
I mean, it might
if that
be.
happens, I will be signing off to go drink myself into a coma.
No,
I'm just curious. Like,
no, I think that's good. You guys get the quarterback that they didn't reach on at 2.
I don't understand though. Who do the Jags want so bad they felt they had to like jump up to 2?
It has to be Travis.
It could be Gentry.
Well, it looks like they picked Ward. It looks like.
No, Ward was number 1.
I might be. All right.
Yeah, Ward is the Titans.
Please let the Jags take Shedeur. Please let the Jags take Shedeur.
No, they got Trevor Lawrence. It's
Yeah,
either
they don't need a quarterback.
I wouldn't
I
be surprised if it's Ashton Gentry.
All I know is whoever they pick, they just traded a lot away for this.
I don't think it's going to be Genty. I think he's too similar to their LSU running back a few years ago.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. If I was a betting man, I'd say it's Travis Hunter.
Leonard Fournette. He's too Leonard Fournette feeling.
Yeah.
I'm just curious who it is that they felt they needed to give up so much to move up 3 spots. Like they were not that far off, you know?
It's got to be Travis Hunter.
It's got to be somebody that they were positive the Giants or New England was going to snipe.
Or Abdul Carter, maybe. Because they need defensive help.
Who's like...
I heard they're taking Aaron Rodgers.
No, I heard he's going to slide to like 24, and the Steelers won't take him at 24. And then they're going to show him in the wardroom being super sad.
Instead of signing with anybody, Rodgers just listed himself back in the draft.
They just come out and like
taken to slide.
Yeah, they just come out and tomorrow night they're like, and the pick is in. It's Aaron Rodgers, and he just like walks out, gets the jersey and everything.
He walks out with the American flag and then trips and hurts himself.
Tears his Achilles.
To be honest, this Jacksonville trade feels like when Miami traded to number 3 to get Deion Jordan. Like there's not really a player that. I mean, Travis Hunter, but is he a corner? Is he a receiver? Like, do you want him that bad?
Yeah, so Grayson, they've got okay. So the Jaguars got the 2025 second pick, 2025 fourth round pick, and 2025 sixth round pick. The Browns got 2025 fifth overall, 2025 second and fourth picks, and the 2026 first round pick.
Yeah, that's a fleece by Cleveland. That's a
Yeah.
great move by Cleveland.
The Browns
100%
just got
guys.
a shit ton, especially if they didn't have anybody that they had their heart set on, and they're only going back 2 spots basically.
Yeah. And it looks like they snuck in at the very end of that Deshaun Watson. He's awesome. No, I'm just kidding.
He's on
And
he's on a
the
contract for
Jags have
18
Deshaun
years.
Watson now as their water boy.
He's going nowhere anytime soon.
I heard
Well, hey.
Deshaun's going to be the mascot next year.
He's
He's just going to throw the suit on.
Has anybody here seen what's that movie called? That movie with Justin Long and Jonah Hill, where they pretend to be at a real college, but they just make
Yes.
it up.
21 and is it that one?
No, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about where they make South Harmon Institute of Technology.
So yeah, the
Kids
Southampton
school?
Institute of Technology. Yep.
Yeah.
Just
I think it's
I've heard.
accepted, right? Accepted.
that's what it is. Yes.
Yeah.
I've heard that they're going to borrow the mascot chant from that movie, and all of Deshaun Watson's going to walk around doing is going, "Ask me about my winner."
He's just going to tell people about his wiener. He doesn't even have to be asked.
Yeah, I guess that definitely just shows no consent at all, for sure.
All right, they're all clapping in the Jags room, so they're hugging. They're happy with whoever they got.
So
Yeah, the
David,
stereotypical
while we got
wearing a
some
blazer and a
people,
hoodie. Look at that.
while we got some people watching,
Those are some.
do you have any NFL related videos they can go check out on Abnormal Voyages?
We have our video where we went to the NFL Hall of Fame or the Pro Football Hall of Fame. That was a great one. Lots of really cool stuff, and hopefully we see some guys picked up tonight that earned their spot there before too much longer.
Okay, here comes the Jags.
The pick is in. There was hugs and smiles and handshakes all around.
Who's this?
The Jacksonville Jaguars pick Shador Sanders.
Aaron Rodgers.
It's gonna be Travis.
It's got to be either him or Abdul Carter. It's the only two that were guaranteed to go in the top 3. Eric Armstead.
Who's he even play for?
I thought he played for the 49ers.
Yeah, I guess they signed him. Yeah, they signed him.
Jaguars did?
Yeah.
Huh.
Because he just announced Duval, hasn't even played a game for them yet.
I love that new coach they got. That's like Duval.
Hey, Grayson, Browns, with their championships now being counted, have third most in NFL history?
I didn't hear about that, but hey, we're making progress.
Yeah, they just gave the Browns the other
Okay,
4.
at least he can do
Autogram
the
7.
Duval the correct way.
Yeah, and Otto Graham now has as many Super Bowl wins as Tom Brady or something like that.
Hell yeah. Now I'm going to go back to all my YouTube comments where they said, don't count Otto Graham.
I went to Otto Graham's gravesite in one of our cemetery safaris with football heroes. It's nothing special. That guy, it's a very basic, just there he is kind of thing.
Yeah, I have one of his books autographed. I have another one. It's not.
Walter Payton doesn't even have a gravesite. He was cremated, and then his remains were buried with his mother.
With his mom,
So we went to his
right?
mom's, and something like that. So I was just like, man, you would think somebody like Walter Payton would have a huge.
It was Travis Hunter.
Grayson, are you bummed not getting Travis Hunter? How are you feeling? I mean, you got lots of picks.
Honestly, there's still plenty of other picks that are going to be good enough in this draft class. It's not too much of a disappointment. I think honestly they need to start focusing on their defense because they're going to start getting some folks. Some folks are starting to age out, so they're going to definitely start trying to build that core back up. So I think if anything, they're trading down to try to get some of the. They might be going for either Mason Graham or probably Jalen Walker. But
Clearly, Hunter was not in their plans if they traded.
exactly.
And honestly,
I was gonna
wearing that pink suit, I wouldn't have picked him up either.
hurt the eyes.
Actually,
Uh,
he must be so hyped not to not go to Cleveland. He must be like, oh my god, I'm not going to.
That's why he's so happy. He was like, I gotta go live in Ohio. And then they're like, how about Florida?
He's like, oh shit.
he's like, oh, I used because didn't he play in Florida for a little bit? Or
It's
was
funny, my Jacksonville friend. Until 5 minutes ago, he wasn't that high on Travis Hunter. He
This
also
is the
said
one.
he didn't think that they ever had a chance to get him.
This is the one I'm really interested in, and to see what the Giants do.
I think it'll be Abdul Carter. I don't think they're that high on Shooter. But if Abdul Carter goes here, I think the Patriots trade back from 4.
You think that's who they're targeting?
Mhm.
So they're going to be like, well, he's gone, so who wants our spot?
Yeah, because their next position of need is offensive lineman. They can move down and still get a pretty good offensive lineman.
Yeah.
I mean, they have Drake May, so they're not going to win anything anytime soon. But
All right. So do we get another trade within the top 5, or you think we're good? You think we're set?
I want to every team trades, every single team. At least it's not like that one NFL draft where it was like nothing but defensive players.
Yeah, that was
or
last year,
offensive.
wasn't
No, it was like 2 years ago. What about 2013 with just like offensive linemen? Like the first overall pick, there was like 8 in the top
Wasn't
11.
it? Was it last year that we only had like it was something for like 12 in a row until we got the quarterback? Yeah.
No, there
Or
was
until
No
we didn't
skill
get a
positions.
quarterback.
No skill
Yeah.
positions.
yeah.
Yeah, it was
And
crazy
then-
last year.
Yeah, no defensive player till top 20, I think. Or in the 20s.
No,
So what do you-
offensive player.
Oh,
Where do you
really?
guys think Genty's gonna go?
Chicago.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Chicago, Dallas, or Las Vegas.
I was going to say 6 to Las Vegas.
Yeah, if no one trades up 6, I think. But I could see Dallas trading up to 5 or 4. I could see Chicago, maybe even Denver.
I was
Sean
going to
Payton
say
does weird
somebody
things.
has the Patriots taking him, but
No way. They need offensive line too bad.
I was going to say
Giants pick is in.
Abdul Carter or Sanders.
It would be very interesting if they pick Sanders.
Yeah, I don't think they're going with Sanders. I definitely think they're going to go with Carter.
If they pick Sanders, his dad's gonna be pissed.
They could pick Sanders in the 20s. Like they could come back in and pick him later in this round.
You think he'll still be around in the 20s?
There's some people
100%.
thinking Jackson Dart's going to go second quarterback.
It could be.
Did you guys hear that? They announced Travis Hunter as a corner and a receiver.
Yeah.
and he said I'm going home, so he is from Jacksonville.
Oh, good for him. So he got to go to his home team. No wonder he was so excited. And again, he doesn't have to go to Cleveland. So
Well, plus taxes are a little bit better there. You know.
Look,
I
I don't know. No, you know what? I'm going to be honest, though. Spending time in Jacksonville and in Cleveland, and I've been to a game in both stadiums, I would pick Cleveland over Jacksonville.
Jacksonville is
Never
I've
not.
been
been
to Cleveland like 3 or 4 more times. I'm out of here.
Yeah, Jacksonville just feels like an armpit, man. I
Yeah.
like Florida. I like Florida in general. There's a lot of great stuff, but that city versus Cleveland, Cleveland's actually pretty cool.
But
That's some good stuff there.
people from Jacksonville though do like it though.
Yeah, I guess if you grow up there, you're like, hey, this is it.
I have friends there, and I have a friend from there, and he can't wait to go back and be with friends.
Hey, most of Leonard Skinnard is buried in Jacksonville, so they got that going for them.
What?
Yeah.
I don't.
Were they
You should
from
watch
there,
our Cemetery Safari episode about Leonard Skinnard, like the ones that died in the crash and everything. I think I
here
believe
we
they
go.
were from Jacksonville.
Abdul Carter.
Jewel
yep.
Carter.
All right, so now do the Bears, the Cowboys, or the Broncos trade up now?
So you think that's who New England wanted to grab?
Yeah, Hunter or Carter, I think is who. I think they were hoping the Giants took a quarterback. But I think they can. I think the Giants do like Jackson Dart too, so I think they may come back up to get him if Pittsburgh say doesn't get him.
Is this the defensive end that like 2 months ago was decked out in Eagles gear at the Super Bowl and hanging out with Eagles players and stuff?
Well, now he's on the Giants.
I know, and that's what I was going to get at. I was like, that's super funny. Now you're going to go.
Are you sure it wasn't Jalen Walker from Georgia? Since like half the Eagles' defensive line is from Georgia.
It could have been.
What is on Carter's necklace? What does it say?
Who knows?
What do we think about his suit, though? Like his outfit?
Really
I've
says
never
Carter.
seen anything like that before.
I really can't tell.
His jacket's kind of long.
It almost looks like a jumpsuit.
Yeah.
I can't tell what his necklace says, though.
Yeah, his necklace is just a bar that he thinks says something.
It says Eagles.
He's like, I thought it was going.
It's like INAB. Oh, maybe it says Abdul.
It just says his name.
I mean, I thought it said his last name, so.
I think it does say Abdul.
Yeah. So he wore number 11 because of Micah Parsons. Now he gets to play in the same division.
Well, that's because the Cowboys are going to trade Parsons to the Giants tonight.
That's Jerry.
No, they figured he would actually be useful for Philly.
Keegan, is he like Parsons or no?
Yeah, he's very, very similar. A lot of his comparisons coming out of college was Micah Parsons, and so that's why he went so high.
Yeah. But remember, Justin Simmons was supposed to be a guy that was amazing, and he never was.
Yeah.
Somebody commented, "See you in Philly in 2 years."
Literally.
See, told you.
Yeah, how bad are the Giants feeling after Barkley ran for 2,000 yards and won the Super Bowl?
And that's why they went and got Carter, so they could stop Barkley or try.
Well, they also needed help. I mean, look at the quarterbacks in that division. You got Jane Daniels, you got Hurts, you got Dak. I know David's not high on Dak, but
They just asked him about the Eagles.
Did he?
Yeah, so keep listening. Oh, that was a non-answer about the Eagles. Smart. They probably told them, "Hey, don't mention the Eagles."
Yeah.
Just like my favorite player of all time is Barkley, and they're just like, all right, get him out.
Oh, okay. So here's Shadur's draft room.
Keegan, are you watching the NFL Draft Center one, the live coverage of every round one pick?
He's one of them.
Keegan, you're muted.
No, that one paused for me, so I would switch back over.
I'm trying to find the one that you're watching on because here we go. You're watching the Pat McAfee, right?
Yeah.
I might just watch because this other one, like, it's playing fine for me, but it's behind, so I'm not getting the picks until like 30 seconds after it actually happens. I like how he's built like a brick shit house. Ooh, there's a lot of people watching this. This is buffering like crazy.
Is it? Mine's doing fine.
It might be because I have the other stream up at the same time.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out of that one, I think, and just watch the McAfee one so I can just be up to date at the same time as you guys. Who's this guy talking? Who's he?
He looks like a Green Bay coach.
They letting homeless people talk on here now? What's going on? Get
He
this
is
bum
for
off
the
the screen.
community, David.
I honestly, they probably like him there better than they do in Dallas, though.
Which is crazy. He wasn't like a terrible coach for Dallas, but Patriots pick is in. They're not.
That's the thing about Dallas, though. You either win or you're terrible. That's there's no in between. Does it say mine still says Patriots on the clock?
It says on the clock, but Pat said the pick is in. They're not trading out.
Oh,
Maybe the Browns will trade back again.
I guess it depends on what they're trying to get.
Just like the movie. This is
We
going to
should've-
be the movie. They called Shador and they said, "Don't worry, we
They
will
took
take you."
offensive tackle Will Campbell. That's a mock draft. Never mind.
I was gonna say that's everyone's like mock. It's probably who they would pick because that's who they're high on.
Okay, it says all right. According to the ESPN coverage, it says best available is Genty, but the best fit is Mimbo.
I could see them.
Or I guess Mimbu. I don't know how you pronounce it.
Yeah, he's offensive line. I mean, they definitely need offensive line. So
Grayson, you nervous for your pick?
Yo, Keegan, how can I
always.
get a background?
a background. So there
When you,
should be
when you go to camera settings, it should let you.
Edit.
yeah at the
Avatar?
bottom. At the bottom, there's like where it says settings, and then you see when you it'll say virtual background, and then you can pick or upload any picture you want.
Do I need an app?
No?
I'm doing it on my computer. David,
Yeah.
are you doing it on?
No, I'm on the computer.
I'm on my phone. Here, I'll rejoin.
Okay. Yeah, Campbell is who I would think they'd take, or the other offensive lineman, David, that you said.
Mimbo,
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
I'm Mimbo.
You know, I
Um,
always kind of wonder, do you think any teams ever specifically grab like really high up guys that they have no intentions of using just as trade bait?
Oh, of course they do.
Like
I
they
mean,
have
the
to.
Giants do
It's
that
gotta
with
be-
Eli Manning.
Yeah. Like you've got to have people that you're just like, well, we don't really have a use for him, but we're going to get this quarterback because we know you want him. And then you'll trade us two things we actually need.
But David, actually, to be honest with you, if they've already made a fleece just trade with the Jacksonville Jaguars, I'm not too worried. I don't think they're taking Shador Sanders. I think they're honestly going to try to find.
It was Will Campbell.
Well, you know,
But yeah, I agree. I hope the Browns have a plan.
I think they do. I think if they're already coming out this strong with like them trading their position for the number 2 spot, I think they know what they're going to be doing. I think they got a pretty good plan down.
Whoever they're going after, they obviously did not have any threat of somebody taking it before them.
I agree.
Yeah.
And that's if they don't trade this spot away too. They might,
They could, yeah.
All right, it's saying the best fit for the Browns right now is going to be Jalen Walker.
I think that's who they're going to go with, to be honest with you.
From Georgia, yeah.
That would be a good fit. They do need that.
That they do. And I think,
There's
in all honesty, yeah, I don't think they're going to trade out of this spot because it would have happened by this point already.
It says pick is already in. They got Sanders.
And gentlemen, it's been great. It's been fun. I'm going to go and sign off because I got a bottle of whiskey calling my name.
And that was the last time we saw Grayson for about 2 months.
Just come back, just dark rings under my eyes, like, hey guys, how's it going?
I watch soccer exclusively now.
Yeah, I don't watch American football. I watch.
That's the real football.
I'm strictly a football guy. Oh, you call American football? That's not what I mean.
Oh, that's cute. That's cute. You call that football?
How pedantic an American of you.
The answer is always hockey.
The pick is in.
They went fast.
Yeah, at least they didn't make them wait.
Is it
10
in?
minutes.
It doesn't say. I'm still seeing a clock.
No, sorry, I just saw. I'm on the Browns X page right now, and it says turn to in the card. Pick is in, but obviously not. So they're lying to me and everybody else. So cool.
Well, I think they got to wait for Campbell to do all his.
They turned the card into the wrong person.
That'd be a Cleveland thing too. Yeah.
They let Deshaun Watson turn the card in. It got
They go
intercepted.
live to the feed, and he's just back talking to one of the massagers, waiting for the actual program. Yeah, what are you doing after this?
I think we're gonna go outside. Start laundry.
You know what? That's a good idea, though. I'm gonna check. Let's see. Let's see how Cowboys Reddit is doing.
Key
Oh.
losses for Browns: Dorian Thompson-Robinson and Bailey Zappi Grayson. Not too bad right there.
Honestly, I'm not. My opinions are pretty much reserved until game one of preseason. As soon as game one happens and we lose, it's going to be so great.
Okay, so this article is saying from 5 hours ago, the Dallas Cowboys are eyeing a major acquisition by proposing a trade for New York Jets running back Breece Hall. I don't see that happening.
Oh, it looks like we got Matt.
Yo, yo, yo.
Matty Ice in the feed.
Skull in the house, baby.
So, as a Vikings fan, Matt, what are you looking for?
Oh, anyone that can protect the quarterback, or I know we got Jones signed up for another couple years, but always need a fresh running back with good legs. So, running back wouldn't be too bad either.
What are you making of the Kirk Cousins coming back to Minnesota rumors?
Oh no, we've already seen that we can perform without him, so we're good where we're at. We don't need him. He can go to the Broncos. Let him be take over for Knicks.
You're muted, Keegan.
Bobby Head shook that one. He said no. But we'll check him, Bob. Bobby, you want Nick to lose his job, Kirk Cousins?
I keep checking with Jet if we're going to get out for Genty.
Who do you think? Wait, who do you think's going to get GNT?
Us. We're trying aggressively to get into the top 10 to get Genty.
I think you're going to have to get in the top 5.
Top 5 they're trying.
Well, top 5 it would be right now. This is the 5th pick,
They're trying them.
and that pick is already in. So
I actually just heard the opposite, that Denver may trade out of that 20th with Cleveland and take the 2 second-round picks Cleveland has now. Cleveland's own, and then the one they just got from Jacksonville. It would be a smart move for the Broncos if you really can't get that key piece in that 20th to drop down just a few.
Oh, Mason Graham to Cleveland. Wow.
is that who they picked? Mason Graham?
Yeah. Definitely thought he'd go top 6.
That's what I thought, baby. Let's go. Yeah, we're in desperate need of defense, so they are looking to get some young blood up in there.
Holy moly!
All right, how do you feel about that, Grayson?
It ain't Shador Sanders, baby. It ain't Shador Sanders. Look, I don't need a second Johnny Manziel whole thing going on. I don't need that.
I don't know. This guy looks a little douchey.
Oh, dude, broccoli top in the draft. That's rough. You white.
So if this was their plan from the beginning, they made a great move by trading down for what they all got, because there's no way he was going before this.
Oh, not at all.
P. Rudd is in the house saying go 49ers. Hey,
That's Paul Rudd, you know.
Yeah. Hey, we hung out in Fort Sumner. Who do you want them to take, though? Let us know. I know we were at the Stinking Springs Historical Monument together.
Okay, so what? We got the Jets on the clock? No, we got
Oh,
Raiders.
Vegas is up next.
Raiders.
Yeah, Jets are after. Okay.
So either they're taking Jalen Walker, or they're going to take Gentry. I think maybe a wide receiver. Wide receiver.
Well,
is definitely
it's
needed as
saying,
well.
according to ESPN, the best fit is Will Johnson,
Interesting.
which I don't know if they need a CB, but why not?
The Raiders never go by the NFL books.
No.
It'll be
ran
some
the
weird pick
fastest?
too. It'll be like a punter where we're like, what?
They're gonna take Sanders.
They could.
I've heard it.
I mean,
Honestly,
Tom Brady,
they wouldn't be the wildest team to take it because they could use a good solid quarterback.
When Sanders made that big push to Oakland or Las Vegas to draft him when he did that stuff, what it was on his Twitter, Instagram a few months back.
Yeah. Yeah, because if he doesn't go here, it doesn't sound like New Orleans is going to draft him, so he would be sliding to.
I
Pittsburgh,
feel
maybe.
like New Orleans would be his last shot, and I wouldn't bet on them taking him.
Yeah, and it sounds like they've already come out and said we're good with Carr, we're good with Spencer Rattler. So,
Okay, but to be fair, they're gonna say that up until the draft if they were,
true, yeah. But I do like Spencer Rattler. I hope he gets a shot somewhere.
He deserves
he
it.
run an OT. I'm not up to speed on who the top players are, but got to be OT. Yeah, no, that makes sense for the 49ers. I will see because we've only had one offensive tackle so far, so we got quite a bit. Or do you think the Raiders traded?
They could. I mean, they could be a
Is it-
target for trading if somebody wants somebody.
Yeah, say the Bears, the Cowboys. Because what are the Broncos for 20? I mean,
Could you imagine?
Bears-
Could you imagine if the Cowboys just traded Dak to Las Vegas?
they could trade him to Pittsburgh.
Oh,
So if Sanders didn't get
Grayson.
picked up in the next pick or two, where do you see him dropping it out of the top 10, out of the top 20?
If the
I could
Raiders,
see Sanders going to day 2 if somebody doesn't pick him up like real soon.
I think the Steelers will take him at 21.
apparently they really like Jackson Dart. I don't think he falls out of the first round. I think him and Dart both go first round because I think someone comes up and takes him late in the first. If it's the Giants, if it's the Browns, I'm sorry, Grayson, but
This is so funny. All the people on Cowboys Reddit are really praying to get GNT, and I think he's going to be gone.
well, the
pick-
Raiders haven't picked, so maybe they're going to trade.
If they trade up, they could, but I don't know if they would trade up for a running back because there are some pretty good solid options that they can still get. I think further down.
Here we go.
Matt, are you watching any playoff hockey? There's some
Gentry to
great
the
games.
Raiders.
I'm in transport mode right now, but yes, I will have kind of like the split screen going with playoff hockey and draft at the same time.
That's what I have. Draft
Okay,
going
so
on your phone and
Genty goes to the
I think
Raiders.
that was. I think that was pretty clear.
Yeah. I mean, it
No
makes
big
sense. You
surprise
look
there.
at you look at Pete Carroll, what he did in Seattle.
And they
makes
needed a quarterback. I mean, they
Yeah.
needed a running back.
Yeah, because they got Geno. I think Geno still's got a couple good years left on him.
hope you don't take
You know,
Um,
I've actually heard some rumors that they could possibly be looking at Ewers.
Yeah, I could see
For
it
the Raiders.
because I don't know what round Ewers is going to go, but I mean, he's definitely a possibility.
I could see them picking him up like day 2 or 3 and using him as like the quarterback of the future, maybe after a year behind Geno.
Yeah, just as somebody they can.
I don't know though. They
Kinda
might be
mold.
ready to. Yeah, they might have a rookie starting and just throw him in it. Because they don't have anybody solid over there. They've got decent, but they don't have anybody that's like, oh,
So what is next? Jets. I would say
Mm-hmm.
probably a tight end. We got 2 really good ones right now. I don't know which one it would
Where's
be.
their QB?
all right.
Justin
I'm
Fields.
seeing right here. They're saying that Tyler Warren would be the best
Tight
pick.
end.
for them.
Yeah.
Grayson, as the champ, you do automatically get Cam Ward on your fantasy team this year.
What?
Congratulations.
Really?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, we
No.
started. That's what you win by winning the season. You get whoever the first draft pick is automatically on your team for the next season.
Oh boy. How does our in-the-house Broncos fan feel about Genty going to the Raiders?
Here, let's bring him in. Bobby, how are you feeling about Gentry going to the Raiders?
That sucked. We'll get somebody. We couldn't.
Yeah.
I guess we were trying, but I guess we couldn't get there.
I see that your hat remains unthrown, so you must not have been too upset.
No.
Yeah, because Hampton is the next running back that'll probably go off. He's still pretty good. I could see him going to Dallas to Denver.
But yeah, I will always be happy to take the number one overall draft pick if that's the new rule for next season. I'm all for it.
Honestly, I would totally love to do something like that, and every other team starts fresh, but whoever wins gets the number one draft pick.
I'm down for. I would be down to clown with that for sure.
What happens when it's a defensive tackle or offensive lineman?
That's then you're screwed.
You just get that defense.
You get that defense. Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Or you get whoever the position player is, whether it's like quarterback, wide receiver, whatever.
Yeah, so if you lose, though, you have to get a tattoo of Yusuf Khan. We decided this on our deep dive of Daredevil. I don't know who came in last. Was it Ty?
No, it was what's his name that dropped out halfway through.
Yeah, Ty.
Yeah, it was Ty. Yep.
Yeah, see, he knew. He's like, I don't want to get Yusuf Khan tattoo.
I'm not getting it since I'm taking over his team.
You have your own team.
I don't have my team anymore.
What happened to your team?
Trinity.
sold it.
I sold it. Sold it on the black market.
We haven't had
still have to
we haven't had the league meeting yet to confirm any additional owners. Okay, you have to be confirmed.
But Brendan, $20. We'll confirm it tonight. No, I'm just kidding.
$20 each. I'm down. Let's go.
I'm giving you crap. Just because you've been in a year or two doesn't mean you can come in and start changing rules.
In that case, I vote against this.
Well, if we're going to do tenureship as a senior-ish member, I also vote for that as well.
Now, Grayson, would Jeff Goldblum approve?
Keegan, I'm not doing that. But I think he would. In spirit, he would.
I thought we were going to get, Jeff Goldblum live on the podcast.
First and foremost, Jeff Goldblum is too busy at most times. Secondly, it takes a lot to get Jeff Goldblum out here for that.
Jeff Goldblum is
Hey,
live at the draft.
I might be able to pull some strings. Jeff Goldblum told me that I was the best Super Mario cosplayer he'd ever seen.
So while we're waiting for the Jets to do whatever they're going to do, you guys saw where apparently Spider-Man's theme played in Daredevil? I did not even hear
I
it.
did, and that the people who were like the showrunner had no idea it was going to happen.
Yeah.
Again, like we talked about in he's got to show up at some point with all this going on. There's no way he wouldn't at least, be somewhat involved.
Yeah, with the entire city under attack at that point, come on.
Also, I would just like to say I feel like what you just said really sums up the NFL. While we wait for whatever the Jets are going to do.
I mean, to be fair, it is the Jets. I believe they have the longest active streak of not making the playoffs.
Well, let's see. Their pick is in, so maybe maybe Mr. Warren's going to help them out.
What if they took Sanders?
That'd be funny. Nobody's expecting that.
Oh man, that would make Fields so upset. I would feel bad. I like Justin Fields. He's just they sent him to a terrible team last year.
As far as Cowboys, I think I would love them to get Matthew Golden just because he's a Longhorn. and he did great last season. I feel like he'd be really good, but I've lost hope in Jerry ever doing anything that makes me happy.
He's become the Al Davis of this generation.
Yeah, he's gonna draft like a new front office person. Like I don't know. Like
He just comes out and it's Aaron Rodgers, and you're just like, what?
Did you
how
see?
funny would that be?
Did you see when they interviewed Jerry Jones? I think it was just the other day about the Luka Doncic trade and how he went off on a whole ramble of anything that like made zero sense to what was being talked about. It's like, what? It's like that Billy Madison part where I think everyone's a little bit dumber now for listening to you.
God save your soul. Yeah, I feel like Jerry Jones was born to be like a politician instead, because he can answer a question with no answer so well. Where at the end of it, you're just like, oh, okay, even though it had nothing to do with what you asked the man. You could ask the most straightforward question. He's like, oh.
It'll get you all fired up. You're like, yeah. And everyone's like, dude, that had nothing to do with what they asked him. You're like, it just sounded good.
Exactly.
Whoa, offensive lineman. Armin
Jerry Jones
Mimbu?
again?
What?
How old's Jerry Jones again?
He's eternal, unfortunately, like
I was gonna
most
say, ancient.
Leviathans are, you know.
I was going to say, I mean, with how he's run the Cowboys, he'd be a perfect politician. A whole bunch of promises, no deliveries, and he's the proper age for it. You know, like I think he.
Honestly, I think he would have gone into politics a long time ago if it wasn't for the fact that he's making so much more money doing what he's doing.
1,000,000% agree.
He's got more freedom. He gets more money, and nobody can really tell him what to do.
Yeah, he is accountable to nobody.
So they went for Mimbu, who we said would possibly have gone before him. Interesting.
I mean, they needed offensive linemen.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but it was not a bad choice. He was the top one available, statistically. Right? Yeah, the Jerry glasses clean. Like, that dude's probably making more money than all of us put together, though, so I can't knock it. If Jerry called me up and was like, hey, listen, you're just going to follow me around and clean my glasses when I need it, I'll pay you $500,000 a year. Yeah. Tell me where to be, sir. I'm in. Do I use my tongue? I'll do it. Just whatever.
I think we even go further than that. I think he makes more than all of us put together times 100 million or something like that, you know?
Yeah. That's a coveted position. The Jerry eye cleaner.
Open wide, Jerry.
Yeah. Do I need to brush your teeth with you too, sir? Whatever. Just tell me what to do. I'm in.
All right. So Panthers, they're probably going to take a receiver or corner, is my guess.
I was going to say they lost quite a bit of secondary, so
yeah, and they need.
I almost wonder if Panthers would trade if they got a good enough offer.
Yeah, but I don't know who anyone. I mean, maybe one of the tight ends.
Like I know, like New Orleans needs enough stuff that they're not going to trade.
Yeah, and I don't think they're
well, they're in cap space hell, so they can't go sign free agents, so they have to do it through the draft.
Yeah, they're pretty much we got to get what we can get.
But maybe that's why they trade back, because then people give them more
yeah, to get. I mean, they may just be like quantity over quality right now.
Yeah.
Because even a half decent guy is better than no guy.
Yeah, and I mean, we saw it last year when I watched one game because Spencer Rattler was playing, and I like Spencer Rattler. They need so much help. Like, I don't even know how to fix the New Orleans Saints. But what is happening with them is because of the Broncos head coach. I mean, this is how he ran it, and this is how the Broncos will be in 10 years.
This is so funny. Everybody on the Cowboys thing is freaking out. They're like, God damn it, we're going to get Sanders.
I mean, with the coaching hire that they made,
everybody's like, oh, Sanders getting too close for Jerry. He can't resist.
Well, to just go back to what we talked about a long time ago, then do you think Dion maybe ends up as a head coach next year?
I mean, I hate it, and I know it's kind of a meme talking point, but in reality, if they took Sanders now, unless this Brian guy does a fantastic job this season, I could see Dion ending up here for at least a couple years. And it would be, I mean, because it would be nothing but a media circus, and Jerry loves that more than anything. And then
more
God
than a
forbid
Super Bowl.
if they were successful,
Oh yeah.
end of the world. It would be.
The Panthers are taking a while, so they might be fielding some calls.
Well,
I mean,
the
I'd
pick is
at least talk to people.
Yeah, because I know Warren, Loveland.
It is the Panthers. It could be whoever they called said no.
They're just like, we saw what you did to Bryce Young.
God, I feel bad for Bryce Young.
I am so happy he had a kind of bounce back half of the season last year.
Yeah,
because that was
he was
just
like,
a
hey, look, I'm
dumpster
not totally worthless.
Yeah, he got put in a team that you could go front row seats for $5.
I hate though that I had him his rookie year in my fantasy and he did nothing.
Who has him now? I don't even know.
I traded him a while back, so I don't know who's got him now. It's not my problem.
Who does Grayson have at quarterback?
Cam Ward. He's got Cam Ward now, remember?
I don't think that's how that works.
That's right. I got Cam Ward now.
I don't think I can edit the drafts in the NFL app. So.
Keegan, you better find out a way, or I will find you.
We're gonna go by honor system that we know it automatically goes to Grayson. Just nobody else can pick him.
That's a lot of trust.
Grayson gets there and just passes over him. He's like, I ain't taking him.
Go to the bathroom, be right back.
Oh, yeah, no, Panthers are on here for a while.
Well, I see they have the pick in. It's just the commercials are, yeah.
See, I'm watching the McAfee one, so it just says on the clock.
I will say Fubo is streaming better than I thought it would, so we're staying pretty in time with it.
Well, let's see what Bobby. What are you feeling right now?
Pick. You know what I would have done just to get Genty? I would have gave the Raiders Sutton and a couple other picks, maybe.
You would have traded Sutton? There's no way, Bobby. That is a
Sutton hasn't done his.
Sutton is like the heart of that defense. Or wait, no, I'm thinking Surtain.
Yep.
Yeah, I would have been fine with that. I don't think they would have taken about. I thought you meant Patrick Surtain. I was like, no way.
That's Sutton.
Oh, McMillan, wide receiver. Yeah. Now, I know he has a lot of off-field stuff. He doesn't watch football. He doesn't like football, he says. He doesn't watch film. I don't know. He plays, but seems like it could be a kind of a bad pick there.
Were you talking about Nick?
McMillan, Teteroa McMillan.
Yeah, were you talking about Nick when you said he doesn't like football, doesn't watch film, doesn't? That's Nick, right?
No. No, I was talking about the Panthers wide receiver they just picked.
He experiences everything except sports.
No, Nick watches sports. I guess he just doesn't watch college football.
Then why wouldn't he want to watch the draft? That's professional.
Right? He is a Vikings fan. He actually gave Matt a Vikings hat one time.
Yeah, true story.
Okay, so let's see. Who did they pick? They picked Teteroa. What? Teteroa? Okay. And the Saints pick is in.
That was fast.
McMillan, Jalen, what's his name? The Georgia guy.
I think they got on the clock and started like working before the pick was out for the other one. I think we just had to wait for commercials and stuff for the pick to be announced. Because when I looked at the clock a second ago, Saints were at like 2 minutes something. So it must fire off pretty quick once the pick goes in.
Yeah, and then they got to wait for him to come out and do his stuff.
Yeah, he's got to get his hat.
And I get to hold up his jersey. I mean, good on all these people. You know, they've worked really hard to get here.
So we're going to the draft next year, right?
That would be sick. Where is it next year? Has it been
I haven't
announced?
announced it yet. I was just
Albuquerque. Not even a football place. They're just going to put it in Albuquerque because they know I hate it.
I mean, apparently Denver's never hosted the draft. If Denver hosts next year, I will be there.
When Denver gets their new stadium in Lone Tree, they might just host it.
I mean, so not till 2045? Great. Even though
2027, I think, is when.
Personally, I feel like whatever team wins the Super Bowl should host the draft.
Yeah, that'd be a good. I mean, yeah. Because even when New York did it, it's indoors. And I really liked it in New York when it was in Music City.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think they said that this thing has to take like a year to plan just for all the moving pieces to be perfectly in alignment. But maybe like the year after, like, say, who was it? The Eagles won it this year.
So next
Not
year they
this
get the
draft,
draft.
but next year they'd get the draft right. Just move it that
I'd be
following
fine
year
with that,
out.
too. Just do like the year before.
Oh, so Matt, we got you here. WrestleMania crowd, you think they were so bad that the rumors will have them going overseas next year?
No, because I think you've already locked it in to New Orleans, but the year after they could. I mean, you see how exciting the crowds are in Europe. Like just watching Monday Night Raw, the few times they were out there. Holy cow, what a
Or
difference!
AEW, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just
NFL.
kind of like how every time you watch the international football games, the London crowds show up, man.
Yeah.
They don't care that the Jags are garbage. They're there.
Yeah,
Well,
no, the WrestleMania
you see
crowd was
the
terrible.
soccer crowds. There's fires going on around them, and
They
they're
love
still
their sport.
partying. They're watching. Yeah, I mean,
I'd be fine if we had a London expansion team, to be honest.
yeah.
I'm surprised the Jaguars didn't go to London.
I mean,
They might
still
yeah. Their contract's up pretty soon. They could become the London
but they're
Jaguars.
getting their new stadium and everything, so I think they're kind of locked in.
Oh, did they get that approved? I didn't see that.
I believe so, yeah.
Huh.
If not, though, if that falls through or that doesn't happen, because that's what they were threatening, was basically to leave if they don't get it. And Jacksonville can't really afford to lose anything.
Well, who's your next team? Cincinnati. There's a lot of talk about them going somewhere unless they can get a new stadium deal done. But didn't they just get a new stadium? Like their stadium is not that old at all.
And I know
No.
the Browns are getting one now.
Yeah, the Browns looks really cool. It's like all kind of below ground.
I'm really glad though that I got to go to like the original stadium before they're doing the next one, because it was really nice right there on the water, right there at the Great Lake, and it had it's got the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame right next to it and stuff.
Yeah, I think I don't know how far away it's going to be.
I think is it not the same area? I think it is.
I think it. Yeah, I was just saying, like when you look at Denver, they might be going to Aurora. They might be going to
they're
Lone
open to go
Tree.
anywhere.
They could go to St. Louis. Yeah, San Antonio was another option.
So Brook Park for the new Cleveland Stadium. It's a bit of a ways outside of Cleveland, but still close enough.
So it's not going to see. It's such a prime spot. That's so dumb to leave it. I loved it on the water there. It added that element of like the lake effect with like the water coming in and the weather systems, and then being next to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is super cool.
Yeah, it's a classic spot. Like it's a heritage of Cleveland. I don't know why they want to move it that bad, but I mean,
here we go.
It is what it is. But yeah, looks like it's going out tour. It's gonna be
Kelvin
right next to the
Banks
airport.
Jr.
Offensive tackle from Texas.
It's an offense heavy. It's a tackle heavy. It's a lineman heavy draft this year. I'm surprised.
I mean, they needed it though. I mean,
I was going
you
to
could
say
have
they're
thrown
trying to
anyone
get
in there.
their quarterbacks upright.
I wish after every pick they'd cut back to Sanders in his like special draft room.
Just watch him fall lower and lower and lower.
So Kelvin Banks is not there. They're showing him. But
He was so sure he wasn't going to get picked today, he didn't even show up.
Well, didn't he get hurt? Like, I think that's why his stock dropped a little bit. Is he got hurt, right?
He was good though.
Yeah.
I think he'll be a good
Stock
fit.
dropping and you're still going top 10.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
He's going to do very well. I think he's going to be great for the Saints.
Yeah, I think had he not got hurt, he would have been number one off the board for tackles, offensive lineman.
All right, so this is the big one for you, Keegan.
Yeah, we'll
Got
see.
the Bears.
They'll draft Sanders.
Picks
and,
in. The
Caleb
pick is
Williams.
in.
It might
How
be.
funny
So
would that be?
who's the Georgia defensive lineman? He's still available. Walker. Warren.
Yeah. So
as far
Jalen
as tight
Walker.
end.
Jalen Walker is technically the best available right now of everybody, but the best fit they're saying for Chicago is Will Johnson.
Maybe I could see him taking tight end too because they had Ben Johnson at Laporta, and apparently they're not high on Cole Kmet, even though he was one of their.
It looks all right. It looks like what they're thinking. It's either going to be we got Jahdae Barron from Texas, we got Will Johnson from Michigan, Tyler Warren from Penn State, Colston Loveland, tight end from Michigan. Those seem to be the running favorites of who it's saying who's going to be next. I'm feeling like this is kind of, if they're keeping their pick, I don't see a lot of heavy trades coming this round.
I think quarterback heavy trades will come in the late 20s, mid to late 20s, or around when the Steelers would have.
Somebody said Bears picking Colston Loveland. I don't know if that was official or not, though.
I mean, it makes sense. They need more help. They upgraded their offensive line in the free agency period. So, hey, Matt, you got to tell the guys what we did at the zoo with all of us in different Colorado jerseys.
Well, yeah, we wore like every Colorado team possible, with the exception of the Denver Broncos. And then we ran into a Pittsburgh Steelers fan there, and I walked up to him and I just said, "Hey, I want to thank you for not being a Bronco fan," and shook his hand. Keegan was videotaping it. He said the guy just like had the most like, what the hell type of face look. Like, what?
Yeah, someone was like, "Go Raiders," and we're like, "Yeah, go Raiders!" Like, yeah.
Okay, so apparently, according to a lot of the Cowboy fans here, they want us to trade back.
Yeah, because you could get that Hampton running back.
Well, they said that they with Gianti and Tet gone, the guy the Panthers took, the McMillan.
Mm-hmm.
I guess those are the ones that they were like, that was the ones worth getting. Now we should just trade back and get more picks.
I mean, if you go back a little bit and get Hampton as a running back, they didn't really sign a running back this year. I guess you do need like a second wide receiver.
All I know is these people are going to kill each other if they take Sanders. That is funny though that New Orleans didn't take Sanders. I kind of thought they would.
How do we feel about the schedule release announcement?
Oh, did that happen already?
Yeah, they said May 14th.
Okay,
And
not too
they're
bad.
like crowd cheers.
Woo! Woo! That's like a trailer for a trailer.
Yeah, it's like I wonder what these bracelets mean. Everyone's got these bracelets.
I think it's just like light up when stuff happens kind of thing.
Oh, like when a pick comes in, it might vibrate, so they pay attention.
Maybe, yeah. They always do things like, ooh, get the crowd involved. Because you notice these people in the draft crowd are always like the most enthusiastic about anything that happens.
Yeah, they're probably.
I really want to see. I want to see somebody like Bobby on there. That like the pick comes in, he's like, "God damn it!" Just like throws his hat and walks off.
Yeah, Dan, you coming with us to the draft next year?
Where's it going to be?
We don't know
We
yet.
have no idea.
Oh,
That already happened. Remember, like years back when Josh Allen got picked, the Bills fans, like, they keep showing clips, like, lost their freaking minds. I want them to go back and find those fans and be like, "How do you feel about that now?"
Yeah, are you okay with it now?
do you think the draft could be in Miami? I'll be there.
It's possible.
Yeah.
They haven't been in Florida in a while.
Have they done a draft in
Oh, who is it?
Florida?
Or Starks?
I'm sorry. Did they just select Walter Payton as their?
Bro, that's what it made it seem like. They just selected Walter Payton.
He just materializes on this.
Yo, if they could get prime Walter Payton right now, they would be great.
Yeah, didn't you know that? That's the magic of the draft.
Ja-
You can actually summon any player.
Jacksonville would be pissed they didn't take prime Walter Payton. They didn't know he was available.
We didn't know.
We didn't
With
know
the
we were
10th
using
pick in
black
the
magic.
2025
Never-
NFL draft,
They never told us we could do that.
the Bears take 1985 Walter Payton.
You even get to pick the year.
No, they
Well,
gotta
shoot,
take.
you did it. Detroit last year, Green Bay this year. Let's go to Minnesota next year. Let's just get the
Loveland,
North
okay.
taken care
So
of.
that means Warren is still available, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or did I miss that?
No, Warren's still on the board.
Oh my God, Miami needs to take Warren. I'll get his jersey.
I might get Loveland's jersey just because I'd go up to Loveland, Colorado, and walk around in it. Just like. Oh, Dan. Speaking of travel, how was Dubai?
Dubai, man. Good time, but Jeddah's got the. It's all these these canceled projects, man. I'm expecting to see certain
buildings
stuff in Dubai, and it's not there. Where's my Spire?
We'll see. I don't know.
The foundation's there. The foundation.
Well, because they took over the Nikhil Harbor Tower, they just put the Dubai Creek Tower there. But now that Jedah's skyscraper is back on the board, and they just built another floor, they're working on the new design. So I'm sure we'll hear about that soon. Dubai has like 6 with 500 meters coming up. So
okay, so somebody's saying that they have advanced knowledge and that they took Williams to San Francisco.
Offensive tackle
Williams, I guess, edge from Georgia.
Yo,
Hey,
is Dallas going to take? Would Dallas take Warren or no?
I don't think they would. They might, but I don't think it's flashy enough for Jerry.
Yeah, I think they go wide receiver.
If it's not wide receiver or exactly.
I'll come back for the
my
Dolphins.
feed is going slow.
Well, they haven't announced Chicago. This is some guy saying he knows in advance, but it's the same guy who said Loveland like 5 minutes before it was announced. So maybe he's
Pat
got
McAfee has it as Colston Loveland.
Yeah, Loveland's already taken.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was the Bears.
Oh, you're saying it's the same guy that said Loveland. Okay.
Yes. That same guy's posting that it's the whatchamacallit, the Williams guy.
Okay.
But we'll see. Somebody said everybody here's all mad at the Panthers because they're saying they took the one that we should have gotten, and they're saying, I hope the Panthers fucking fail this year now.
Man, so mean.
Other people are saying that Loveland over Warren was a bad choice.
They're very similar. I've heard so many people say one and so many people say the other. I think it's just which one do you think works better in your system? I don't know.
People, it looks like the Cowboy subreddit is wanting us to get Jalen Walker now.
Brendan's
going to fall all the way to Philly.
Yeah, I was like, he's going to fall, and Philadelphia's going to be like another George. I mean, their coach does like dogs, so, I mean, just someone goes up to him and be like, hey, you know you can take a player that's not a Georgia Bulldog, right?
You know, it would be the worst choice ever, but I almost want them to get Sanders just for how chaotic that would be.
The Cowboys?
Yeah. If they drafted Sanders, like, I think people would legitimately be murdered.
Tomorrow, it's announced that Deion Sanders is taking over for coaching.
Let's say somebody says, all right, have to take Tyler Warren or Sanders, right? If they're sitting there at 12, no way Jerry doesn't take Sanders if he's sitting there.
I mean, he passed over Randy Moss, so of course that
Sanders is
not Randy Moss.
Again, I really want them to take Matthew Golden, but I don't think it's going to happen. I also think Golden might still be there in the next round. So it may not be a gotta get now kind of thing.
Yeah, I've only seen a couple where he goes like late in the first round. I did see one where he goes to the Rams.
I could see them taking Jalen if San Francisco doesn't grab him, which I don't think they will. It's not necessarily a sexy pick, but it might be good for the team. But hey, we're the same team that everybody was pissed off when they took Parsons first round. So,
Well, I mean, people
But
were
at least
mad
it
when
makes sense versus when you guys took Elliott.
yeah, that was so dumb.
I mean,
Though this
people
year,
were
a running
mad-
back for our first position at least would have been something that made more sense.
Yeah. Well, weren't people mad when you guys didn't get Manziel and took an offensive lineman, and that clearly worked out for the best?
No. We did no. A lot of people did not want Manziel. They had to
Okay.
basically talk Jerry out of it in the war room, like right before. And thank God that worked because that would have been as bad as he was out there. Think of how bad it would have been in Dallas. That kid would have gone off the rails.
He went off the rails in Cleveland.
Exactly. So here in Dallas, it would have been even worse.
Yeah, Brendan, he would have been on one of the scooters in the scooter gangs we saw when we were in Dallas.
Not
David-
only that, they at least got onto
Probably
him in
there later.
Ohio. Here in Dallas, they would have been like, "Yeah, good for good. Here, man, have some more Coke."
Yeah, David, do they still have the scooter gangs in Dallas? Like we saw them like
I
late
don't
at
know.
night. Like,
I'm in Houston right now, but yes,
Okay.
last time I was in Dallas, definitely it's how a lot of people get around downtown.
yeah, we were up in our hotel. We were like 12, 15 stories up. We might have been 20. But you just see like 20, 30 of them just go down the road. And we're like, is this like a gang instead of like biker gangs?
it's
Hey,
it's more economical, and it's friendlier for the environment.
they say if Warren is there for Miami, Miami might trade the pick because people would be like throwing a whole bunch of stuff at them to slide into that spot.
Yeah, Indianapolis, I know, really wants a tight end.
Yeah, so we'll see. Miami needs so much help on the offensive and defensive line that taking a skill position might not be the move. I don't know. It sucks.
Grayson,
come
I'm
on,
surprised
just-
you're still here. Don't you have somewhere you
I don't
gotta
want
go?
to fat food again, bro.
Yeah, I got my days mixed up. It was on Tuesday, and I totally forgot about it. So
Okay.
we're in the clear. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's been a weird week. I've been all over the place, and it's we're here. It's almost Friday, and I can't wait for that.
Oh man, I hear you there.
Grayson, after today we reset automatically to Monday, right?
Huh?
What?
Oh man. Oh, here he goes. Oh, we're thanking Dan. Dan, thank you.
Thanks,
Is that
Dan.
what- Well, I
Who's it
think he
gonna
can
be?
still hear us. Well, he served, right? Right, Dan? Yeah,
Yeah, he's
heard us.
looking at us.
Yeah, he heard us. Oh yeah, look, that dude was right. It was Williams. Hey, P. Red, how you feeling? Mikael Williams, Georgia, not the one we were thinking, but defensive lineman, put him with Bosa.
I'm just wondering who this guy is that's gotten these picks. Like, where is he? Is he sitting there at the?
We're just watching the stream. You see some dude like texting, or like you're like, it's that guy.
Interesting choice. We'll see. I mean, honestly, unless the Cowboys really love somebody, I wouldn't be upset if they trade back. All right, it looks like best fit is Will Johnson.
All right, P. Rudd, he is one that was mentioned if they didn't go offensive tackle. Yeah, I mean, it is John Lynch and co that are running it. They like their defense. He's also not there. Is Sanders the last one there?
Well, Sanders didn't go. He's not in the draft room.
Oh, okay.
Sanders is in Texas.
People are saying that they're not going to be happy. Jalen Walker is on the board at 12. You have to take him.
They go to take somebody and they're like, one from Georgia, and they take the wrong one from Georgia. They're just like, crap. Matt, was it the Vikings that missed 2 picks that one year?
Yeah.
Yes. Due to some
Uh-oh.
trade legality thing. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I know it cost us picks.
Okay, so people are saying it's going to be Booker from Alabama. I think he's a running back.
Really?
That would be a stupid decision with how many good guys are still on the board.
Over Hampton? Over Hampton as a running back?
I hope not. Let's cross our fingers.
Are we sure Booker is a running back?
I don't know. Let's see.
I was gonna say I don't see him even in the top like 15 over here, so hopefully not.
I don't know why people here are all saying Booker. They're saying it early, but I don't.
Maybe Burden from Missouri.
Hold on. What is Booker from Alabama? Was he a running back or is he?
Real quick, apparently the Raiders signed Janty to he's the second highest paid NFL running back, $31.8 million fully guaranteed.
31.
And he hasn't played. Yeah, not even one down of football yet. Guaranteed 31.8 millies out the gate.
David, they did take Booker. He's a guard.
Yeah.
31 million to Gentry, who hasn't played. Gentry,
Yes,
how do
sir.
you say his name?
Why would we take Booker so early?
Hey, Booker's there. Did you see him? He's running to the stage. He is. He just slapped the star. He is excited. He is excited. Look at that. They had people like high-fiving him. Look at that. That is. McCarthy's very excited for this pick. Do you see him talking? He's like,
He's probably the one who fucking set it up. Before he left, he whispered in their ears like, Booker.
he was just posting pictures of Booker all over the practice fields the last like 3 months. They're just like, this must be a sign.
He has his access key card to still get into like the training facilities. He's just been like posting pictures of Booker.
He's just posing as like media. He has like a fake mustache. He's like, so Jerry, are you going to take that Booker guy? I heard he's really good. I guess they didn't do their massive trade that they were talking about.
It's still early.
All right, so who's next?
We got the Colts up next.
No,
No.
Dolphins are up next, aren't they?
Oh, sorry. Dolphins are on the clock. You're right. Colts are after this.
Yeah, I was going to say Colts probably want to flip with the Dolphins here because they want tight end. So we'll see.
Tyler Booker. I mean, our line is pretty ass, especially with Martin gone. So I guess it makes sense. But I think we could have gotten the same quality in the next round and gone for something better.
Yeah, I mean, it is a deep, I think, receiver class. So
I mean, at least he was excited. He didn't look sad like our boy going to Jacksonville. Or not Jacksonville, sorry. Who was it? Cam Ward, yeah. Where he looked just like
like he was really sad.
He's like, I guess I'm going to Tennessee.
Dude, in a couple years, that's going to be the place to be. I was just out there recently, and that stadium looks legit, man. It is going to be
It's
an
gonna be
absolute gorgeous stadium.
Yeah.
We drove past the other one, and I'm like, huh, what college team plays here? And somebody's like, dude, that's the Titans Stadium. That thing just from the outside looks so small. It doesn't look like an NFL stadium.
Does it look smaller than Wyoming's?
Yeah. Yeah, but what also brought attention to it is all the cranes and all the construction going around it because the new stadium is literally next door to the old one. But they're going to be unique also in to where they've guaranteed that every seat in the house is going to have a view because the seats are practically going to be built like right on top of each other, like the old fashioned IMAX theaters. Like it's going to be a pretty steep view, but you're going to have a great seat. You're pretty much on top of the field no matter where you sit.
We'll have to try to start hitting some of these. Maybe we'll try to hit like one a year or something. I think that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
go to
but
at least one Cowboys away game every year to see the other stadiums.
but it was hilarious. So I talked to quite a few people out there in Nashville, and I'm like, so hockey or football? What do you guys prefer? And without hesitation, they all kind of did a little laugh, and they're like, hockey 100% more. So, you would think Tennessee would be a huge football town in Nashville, but they are definitely all about their Predators out there.
Well, I think the Predators have been better in recent history as well, though.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're where the Predators play, it is right next to the Country Music Hall of Fame and near their big party streets and stuff. And when we were there, they were coming out of a game, and they were hyped.
Yeah,
They all
and
had on Predator
the
jerseys.
Predators.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they just agreed on $140 million renovation to the outside of the stadium. They're going to create a large, boardwalk style piano bar there too at the stadium.
Oh, that's gonna be nice. They're gonna make a lot on that.
Well, see, that's what I was thinking with like Denver. I'm surprised they're not just thinking of playing in one of the college stadiums here for a year or two and building where Invesco is now, because they're about to build that whole area up with the Riverwalk project that they're doing.
Here
like
we go.
Elitch's is going away and stuff like that.
Here we go. Well, what's the Dolphins doing?
It better not be Sanders, because fans are be like, Tua can't get another concussion.
Yeah, Bobby over there said he thinks Tua should have quit after that.
See, what this tells me, though, with the Cowboys pick, with them taking Booker first, it tells me they're putting everything on Dak.
They paid him too much. He paid him more money than he paid to buy the Cowboys.
Yeah, because obviously if the O-line is, we definitely needed a better O-line. I 100% agree with that. But again, like Booker was 51 overall. I really think we could have gotten
Miami selects Kenneth Grant, defensive line.
Interesting. How do you feel about that?
It leaked on Twitter already.
You're going to be buying the jersey there?
No, I'm not getting Grant's jersey.
So, side note, at this point, who do we think is taking Sanders?
I still think Pittsburgh's going to take him.
I think so too. I honestly think he's not going to get picked in the first round. I think he's going to fall to 3 or 4, to be realistic.
Ooh,
I don't think
such a blow to his ego.
That's kind of what I hope for, but honestly, I think he will, because nobody wants to pick him up. Nobody wants him. Because
Grayson,
by now, somebody wanted him that bad.
You guys got a second round pick just sitting there. Nice.
We got 2 second round picks, and if we use any of those on Shedeur Sanders, I quit the stream immediately.
I wish they did more rounds on the first night than just one.
They're going to pull at Baltimore Ravens and trade with the Eagles for the 32nd pick and take Sanders.
There you go. I'll go with a crazy prediction. Shiloh Sanders will go before Shedeur.
That is all right. So if it is Kenneth Grant, he's from Michigan, defensive tackle. He was rated only behind Mason Graham. Yeah. Pat,
So I will say something that I think is funny. The Dallas Cowboys line now has Tyler Booker, Tyler Smith, and Tyler Guyton. So you got to get against the fierce Tyler line before,
Yeah, you got the T-Wall out there or something like that.
The T-Wall, yeah.
was gonna say Tyler or Tywall.
They're the testosterone Tylers.
Yeah, so Kenneth Grant goes to the Dolphins. I mean, they definitely needed some help on defensive line. Either that, or could you imagine if the Dolphins could play the Broncos like 17 games in a row? Me and Matt really enjoyed that game.
70-0, 70-0, 70.
I was like, run it up more. Like, keep going. This was amazing.
Yeah, me too.
For as much as Bronco fans treat us like crap, I was like, please just run it up to like 100 points.
Yeah. I was like, let's see how high we can get this.
Yeah, until the Colts did that stupid play where they pitched it, and then pitched it back to the quarterback only to throw the pick. I was like so hoping because like score here, Colts, score and take the lead. But no, then they make the dumbest play of the season, and it's like, well, I guess that's what I get for riding on the Colts.
All right, so I think Colts, speaking of them, are taking tight end is my guess. I think they're going Warren.
So somebody made a comment on the Tylers, and it says, with the 12th Tyler in the 2025 NFL Tyler, the Dallas Tylers select Tyler, offensive Tyler from Tyler University.
It just comes out they're moving to Tyler, Texas.
I'm just hoping there's a good wide receiver that we can pick up in the second because we need somebody to help Lamb out there. Because it doesn't matter how much time you got if you ain't got nobody to throw to.
Yeah, they got CD and what?
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, who's their tight end?
You nailed it.
Don't they have like a semi-good tight end?
He's getting better. He's no Jason Witten yet, but he's getting there. Hopefully that, and then we still got to address our running back issue too, though.
Yeah, which I think they can in the second round.
Could you don't need to address your running back issue. You don't.
No, we're good.
You're good.
You guys, okay, never mind. All right, hey,
you lived in.
I'm gonna call Jerry and let him know right now. I'm gonna be like, hey, Brendan said we're good. No worries.
Brendan just said, just wait till next year. The Giants will release a running back and he'll run for 2K.
Oh my God!
Just pick him up.
Yeah.
It's a good strategy.
The rookie they just drafted, they'll probably just let him go next year, and you can take him.
Whoa! Keegan, did you get a hold of my credit card?
No, why?
I just got a charge for the Criterion channel. It says, "Welcome to the channel. Enjoy all your Criterion movies for $11.99 a month."
Are you sure you didn't sign up for the Criterion channel?
I don't know. Maybe I did. I don't know. I guess I got Criterion now.
It's not the worst.
All right. So the best fit for the Colts apparently is Tyler. Oh, and Tyler Warren got selected. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, they've been showing Tyler Warren.
Nobody's super flashy yet. I mean, besides the excitement of that kind of first trade, nothing really exciting going on.
Well, I think it's nothing too crazy. Like, there's not been a pick where you're like, whoa, why did they, you know what I'm saying?
Either that or one that's like, wow, that was a great pick.
Yeah. Outside of the one, it's a lot of picks where we're like, yeah, this makes sense. You know, this is someone we could have seen them drafting. You know?
I mean, I never thought I'd say this, but right now, the Browns are killing the draft, man.
I mean, I don't know where they got all this finesse from, but yeah,
they've made the smartest moves so far.
Makes me kind of hopeful to see how the rest of the season shakes out. You know,
so I'm kind of interested if anybody might trade for some of these later spots, like somebody that's already gone. If they might go ahead and try to pick up a second now.
Yeah, I think teams like the Giants we could see coming back in. Maybe the Browns if they want to get a quarterback.
Well, like I said, I think I read somewhere not too long ago, but Cleveland and Denver could be in the talks of trading that Denver pick for Cleveland and their 2 second-round draft picks that they have.
They do have some nice trade fodder now if they don't want to use those positions themselves. If they've got somebody they're really wanting that's maybe like a high second-round guy that they wouldn't have gotten.
Well, speaking of Denver, let's check on our Denver guy. Yo, Bobby, what's up? What are you hearing on the Denver front over there?
I don't know. Maybe I'd go after Sanders now. Maybe. He's following.
But you guys have Bo Nix. Why do you want to get rid of Bo Nix?
Keep the two. I mean, God.
Bobby, the real question: if they pick up Sanders, are you buying a jersey?
Yes.
Not only is he buying a jersey, but his first pick in the draft will be Sanders.
We'll see.
As long as Grayson allows it, because he gets Cam Ward and then he gets to approve or deny all first round picks.
I am the Queens outside of rock. I am.
No, I need help this year.
Bobby, my one advice I'd give you is don't pick all from one team.
No, I won't. I need help this year, though. Yeah.
Don't have the actual Denver Broncos as your team.
So this is interesting. The Falcons are taking a decent amount of time.
They could be trying to trade out. I don't know what they'd be trying to get though. Cornerback? What are they saying is the prime fit?
I think it's interesting that the Cowboys, even if they didn't want to wait till the next pick, I think they could have traded back to still get the same guy. Like, I don't think Booker was going anywhere.
It must just meant that no one was calling them.
Or they didn't make any calls.
Jerry said they were, though.
Well, Jerry also said last year, we're going all in. And you saw how that turned out. So
yeah, you couldn't afford the $8 million Derrick Henry.
He could afford it. He just decided not to.
He could have paid him like under the table. Like, yo, just sign for bare minimum, and here's under the table like $10 million.
Like, all right, do you not think that if he would have gone to Dak and been like, listen, we wanted to give you this many years, we're going to take one off to use those to get Derrick Henry. You don't think that any quarterback would be like, yes, that's fine. Let's do that.
I mean, there's probably quarterbacks that won, but I think Dak would have been like, yes.
I think it's stupid. Yeah, if you want to win, you would be like, that's fine. Take that extra 10 million. Yeah, okay, whatever.
That's like when they did the interview with Josh Allen, and they're like, why didn't you try to go for the #1 contract? And he's like, what's a couple more million going to do for my – like, it's not going to change me anymore.
It's like, what? I get this, or I get a much better chance of getting the Super Bowl. Like, come on.
He's like, I want to win. I'm making a good enough. Plus, I mean, his wife makes a lot too. So.
Well, and that's one thing, as much as I don't like Tom Brady, he did well was he restructured his contract so the team could bring in pieces around him.
Exactly. Because it's a team sport.
What? It's not basketball?
Damn, Falcons still on the clock.
They might be talking it. I mean, this is a long time.
They're down. Yeah, they're below 2 minutes now.
They just missed their pick. The next team comes up.
They're selecting Matt.
What happens if you miss a pick? I've seen it on YouTube once.
I don't know what happens. Do you,
Matt, as a team that missed their pick?
I was about to say, let's ask Vikings.
No.
Yeah, well, you forfeit that pick, and I think you lose another one. It's like a penalty, so you actually lose 2 draft picks for it.
Oh, you can't run up late and be like, okay, Arizona took this guy, but we'll take this guy now. You can't.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Damn.
They are almost at the 1 minute mark. What are they doing?
They got to be trying to get a trade in. It might be for Sanders.
I want them to put up.
Somebody's not answering the phone. They're just like, we're trying to pick.
I want them to put up a graphic that says pick is not in.
Pick got lost.
Sanders is just sitting there waiting for that call. He's like, oh shoot, I missed like 10 phone calls from Atlanta. What the heck?
He's like, why do I have so many phone calls from Atlanta? What is going on?
They're on the phone with the Cowboys, sending Bijan Robinson over to us for our running back.
Damn, look at that. That entire Shedeur Sanders draft room looks like other Shedeur Sanders. That was fucked up.
They got 20 seconds.
Well, I'm like 40 seconds.
Damn, Shadur Sanders.
Oh, Pick's in. Pick just got in.
Oh, darn.
Oh, they should do it or no? Never mind.
They hit a Trey Young buzzer beater. Jimmy Clausen bust. Brady Quinn bust. Aaron Rodgers bust in New York. Chad
They just
Pennington
come out.
was a journeyman kind of for
God
two
bless
teams. Brett Favre was a bust in New York.
I
He was
think
a
everyone's a
bust in
bust in New
too.
York.
Packer quarterbacks that go to New York, like Jordan Love in like 6 years when he goes to New York, is going to be ass.
Hey, Brett Favre really wants to go to Minnesota. Right now, he's like Minnesota or retirement. So we'll find out.
Who's
don't
it going to
think
be? They
Matt
say the
wants
best
that.
fit is Derek Harmon.
Well, hopefully he enjoys his retirement.
Take all the drugs he wants.
Funny that you don't think he already does that.
Probably does. Did they take a receiver? Because they're showing a lot of receiver.
No, they're showing Shadur.
Oh, okay.
It'd be so funny if they took Sanders.
They're just like, hey, Kirk and Michael Penix, remember what happened last year? We're doing it again. I think Atlanta would riot. They were
They're
so mad last
They're
year.
going to be like, we're gonna have a quarterback by committee. We'll just
We're gonna have a starter and a closer, kind of like in baseball.
yeah. Eventually, we want a different quarterback for each quarter. That's really
Hey.
what we're aiming for.
I did that in Madden. It worked out well. The announcers kept saying, pull the starter. So I put in the backup. I don't know.
Grayson, who's this pick? Who's this going to be? Who's the Falcons taking?
Jalen Walker.
I'm hoping that's Shador Sanders, but we'll see.
No, Walker's not going to be a Philadelphia Eagle this year.
Why did it take that long to pick him?
They must have been trying to make a trade, and they just
Did they
couldn't.
not want him?
They
Probably
might have
not.
wanted him, but maybe they were trying to make a trade. They're like, hey, let's get some extra picks.
So if you're Sanders right now, you got to be sweating.
No,
When you thought you were going to go number one.
Yeah, the whole reason he didn't go in the draft last year was to be number one this year.
Yeah. And honestly, if he would have been in last year, I think he might have already gone.
Maybe.
By the time we get to this position, I think he would have been taken.
yeah, probably.
And he probably would have been taken by the Broncos. They had so much love for him.
Probably would have been taken by the Falcons.
I was thinking Minnesota
All right,
I mean,
looks like
because you already knew JJ was going to be out for a year. So why would you have taken him?
What's up,
over
Grayson?
Sanders?
I totally forgot.
We didn't know he was going to be out. He got hurt
Fair.
in preseason.
Oh,
Yeah, and I put JJ, I think, above Penix. And I know above May in my rankings. I don't think May did really good last year, but everyone's like, man, he's like Justin Herbert. I'm like, okay, whatever.
but he didn't do bad.
I mean, he didn't do
I
good.
think JJ is going to surprise a lot of people this year. It's like just before Warren.
I think JJ will do good. I have faith. I think he was my number 4 quarterback last year, and there was a lot of good quarterbacks. Except Bronco fans hated me for where I put Bo Nix.
I probably would have put JJ at 3.
Who picked up JJ in our fantasy?
You?
Did I?
Did you? No, I don't think he did.
I don't think I did.
I think
Oh, I
Scott
thought you
picked him
did.
up. No, I think Scott, maybe?
Oh, maybe your dad? Did your
Or
dad?
maybe my dad. Yeah.
Tell your dad I'll hook him up with Travis Kelce for JJ.
Maybe Grayson picked him up.
Who are we talking about?
JJ McCarthy, is he on your team?
I don't think so.
All right, who do the Cardinals pick? cornerback, wide receiver, Sanders.
It's looking like the best fit is Derek Harmon.
Wasn't he the best pick last pick too?
No.
Or a
Best
couple
pick,
picks ago, maybe?
Yeah. But defensive tackle, he's position ranked number 2, overall 15, and he's still sitting here. So
If the Steelers don't grab him, what do you think about the Rams maybe grabbing Sanders?
that'd be interesting.
Yeah, with Stafford getting up there in age.
Yeah.
I do know the Rams like Dart, though. I could see them taking Jackson Dart.
I think Sanders, though, from what I've heard about his attitude, things, I think Sanders would be pissed if he gets taken anywhere that doesn't start him immediately.
Starts to be Sanders then.
Yeah.
Because nobody's going to start that kid with the amount of attitude he's got. Absolutely not.
And I was showing Keegan an article earlier that somebody was saying it was the worst professional interview they had ever been a part of in football when they interviewed Sanders, and that he just has the worst attitude about everything.
Like, he's just such a, like, when he was last year when he started coming out with CU, it was just such a diva moment for him. I'm like, good God, dude, calm down. My guy.
He thinks because his dad was hot shit that he is too.
It's not a transitive property, my guy. You got to work for it.
You've got to, I mean, I don't even think his dad has done enough to act the way he does, much less the kid.
Dude, 100% agree.
And this is from a Cowboy fan, so if anybody's going to say he's worth it.
Hey, I think Dion.
I mean,
definitely one of the better.
He was above average and he had a personality. It does not mean that he is, he's always just God. All over the place.
No, Dion lined up against like the best receivers of the 90s, like Tim Brown and Jerry Rice, Michael Irvin.
Okay, sure, but tell me this, Keegan. If you had to choose, if you go back in history, and they're like, all right, you either got to take Dion off the team or Emmitt Smith, who are you taking off the team?
Emmitt Smith.
Really?
100%. I think you could have put any run. Imagine if you put Barry Sanders behind that offensive line.
But would you have gotten Barry Sanders?
Maybe. Just be like, yo, Detroit, I'll trade you Emmitt Smith for Barry Sanders.
Here we go. Cardinals are in.
It's Emmitt Smith.
What is your guys' take on CU retiring Sanders and Hunter's jerseys, despite proving nothing but getting to a ball game and losing it?
Before Cordell Stewart, too. And Salim, the running back.
I'm blown away that they retired both their numbers.
Hunter, okay, because he won Heisman. I get it. But at least do it with the same, like, put Stewart in there, too. Like, it's crazy.
You know what? It has the same energy as those parents that, like, it's one kid's birthday, but they still get presents for the other kid to also open.
Walter Nolan, defensive tackle. No one knows who he is. There's like no applause, no cheers, no boos. Everyone's just like, who is this?
Okay. Ole Miss. Is this our first player from Ole Miss tonight?
Mm-hmm.
God, could that pick be any worse than the Cardinals' jerseys?
No.
I actually like the Cardinals. I wish they did better.
I like their white jerseys. I don't like the Broncos' old orange. I think that might be the worst. Since the Rams retired their gray jersey.
All right, Grayson, the Broncos here comes your Ohio neighbors.
Seriously? Egan, are you going to get a Blackhawk sweater next year for their special edition 100-year jerseys that their sweaters they're releasing?
We'll see. They're going to be like $500 next year with the tariffs.
Oh my God.
I told David today, I was like, yeah, I was getting some figures for some videos I was doing. And they emailed and they're like, hey, we're suspending everything for U.S. customers. And they're from Europe. I'm just like, damn.
Yeah, like, honestly, I went and did my pre-order today for my Switch 2.
Mm-hmm.
And with the tariffs, this may be the last system I ever own.
Why?
Because they're expensive.
No,
So-
they're gonna skyrocket because a lot of the systems are made in places like Vietnam and things like that.
Well, I know that part.
Tariffs are
but
gonna
I
make them
just-
like $1,000.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's
They're gonna go
145% tariff right now. Believe me, I have to deal with it daily. It sucks.
Oh, I managed to squeeze in and get one today. I think I got the Mario Kart combo one for like $490. It was like Jesus.
I know
That
it was already
doesn't-
$500
that's not
bucks.
bad to me because, like, I mean, you pay $500 for the new PlayStation or Xbox. 500
Right,
doesn't
but
compare.
that's what I'm saying. That's the price that it is now. That's fine, but the tariffs are higher. The tariffs aren't on it yet because of the pause.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just the price on its own. Once the tariffs fully kick in, it's going to be crazy. Like,
And
if the tariffs go the way they're supposed to, by Christmas time, if you're trying to get one of these, assuming you can even find one, it's going to be like, $1,000, $1,200 to get one, probably.
Yeah. I have some pre-orders in, and I'm like, they might not, because like there's some countries that are just stopped shipping to us because of the tariffs.
That's fine. Nintendo just needs to build a plant in the United States and make everything here.
They'll just start building them out of like Universal Studios. Just build your own when you come to Universal Studios.
Build your own system, kids. All right, Bengals got in pretty quick.
Yeah, they weren't
Yeah,
messing
personal
around.
sweatshop experience. Build your own system, kids.
It doesn't work. Wow.
They're
you
going to
must
go
suck.
defense because Cincinnati doesn't believe in defense.
Get out of here.
Yeah,
they're saying-
had they had
they're
a
saying the
defense
best-
last year.
They're saying the best pick for Cincinnati is this James Pierce Jr., who's an edge.
No, they're going to go receiver because they need a third receiver.
I'm just telling you what it says their best
Or a
pick.
running back because they need
They
a running
actually do need a running back.
Oh,
I
they
think-
took Sanders. They took Sanders.
That would be insane.
Please tell me they did. That'd be hilarious.
The other Sanders.
They
That
took
would be
Colonel
just as-
Sanders. They're going to have all the chicken they want.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
And it's not Colonel Sanders that you know him as, but it's Mario Lopez playing Colonel Sanders in a recipe for seduction.
The cheerleaders are all over him.
finger licking.
Right, Matt? Remember when we saw Mario Lopez?
Yeah, just the other day at the Walmart. That was pretty cool.
I love when you look at our hashtag for Mario Lopez, it just brings up a bunch of Colonel Sanders picks now.
Honestly, I'm kind of hoping the Cowboys pick up Scattaboo. That dude's a beast.
What position?
I think he's a running back.
Yeah, he's Arizona State.
Yeah. After I watched them almost decimate the Longhorns in their game, that dude put the team on his back. He kept them in it the whole, he was a beast. Whoever ends up getting him is going to be doing very well for themselves.
Maybe Cincinnati does.
They might.
One of the mock drafts had 3 running backs going in the first round, which would be unheard of.
I think we've only seen one so far, right? Like Gianti. I
Yeah.
think that's the only one.
Hampton is the other one I kind of would have thought would go in the first round. We'll see. Bengals, I think they'll go defense here, especially with Hendricks.
No, they don't believe in defense. They don't draft defense.
I'm thinking we still get some surprises tonight. I think 1 or 2 maybe. I hear the Chiefs are trading Mahomes tonight.
To the Raiders.
Yeah. For Sanders. The Raiders are going to go first.
That sounds about right.
If that happens, Chris Collingworth is just going to have a stroke and die.
Well, they can't do this to me. I appreciate it too much. Oh my god. That was probably the worst attempt I've ever made at doing a Chris Collinsworth, but hey, I think it was still close enough. So.
Hey, we couldn't get Jeff Goldblum, but at least we got Chris Collinsworth here today, who, former NFL player himself. It was good to have him on,
The Bengals pick has been in for a while. What is going on?
The commissioner just got lost backstage. He's just like, where do I go?
I get that they like to do a lot of this like pomp and circumstance, but I feel like the first round could go much faster.
Yeah, honestly, it needs to be like the first night of the Comic-Con. You go see some of the stuff. You go see, just make it quick.
Okay, he's out there. He's just clapping at the crowd. I don't even know what he's doing.
Boomy now.
Hey, on a real quick, unrelated football note, I want to throw it out to the Colorado Rockies today for improving their record to a very Colorado-esque number. Does anyone want to take a guess on that?
420?
Yeah, they are 4-20. It's like, wow, all right, we're on pace for 140 losses this year.
Matt, when the game that they go to break,
they did
losing
take an edge.
record. Yeah,
I told you. That's not the same one though, is it?
No, they took Stewart.
Matt, the game they go to break the record for most losses, we should go. Because that'd be funny.
Oh, yeah, I will 100% be there.
Let me know. I will take the day off of work.
Matt,
We'll film it.
That, they have a 0% statistic probability to hit the playoffs this year.
Yeah, I should take a $100 bet in Vegas right now on that. It'd be a lost $100, but if they pull off an Oakland A's type run, it'd be like, all right,
Dude,
$10 million, here I come.
At this point, they have. As a Cubs fan, I know how it felt knowing your team wouldn't win a World Series. Obviously, they did, but every year we're like, yeah, they won't win. I feel less hopeful for the Rockies to win a World Series.
This guy does not look happy to be a Bengal.
My ex-boss told me that the Rockies will never win a World Series because of the altitude.
No, they won't because their management.
What?
Every time they get a good team, their management's like, you know what? What if we just trade them all away?
Let's trade them all away. Yeah, Matt. By the way, what do you think of those new jerseys? Because they look. I think they look kind of dumb.
The Taco Bell jerseys.
I would have rather seen either white or black replace that powder blue. I think it would have pulled the color of the sunset a lot better than that powder blue just really threw it off.
What are we talking about?
The Rockies Taco Bell jerseys.
Yeah, they got a brand new jersey this year. City Connects. They got rid of the license plate jersey.
I like the license plate jersey.
I did get the Nuggets City Connect.
Yeah, that one's not too bad.
Yeah,
I did like the Mountains. I thought about getting a Blackman sweater when they were on, or jersey when they were on sale.
You can get them right now. I think on Fanatics, I saw them as cheap as $20 now instead of $150.
I should look at our site, Matt, and see if they got some Blackhawks ones because I want some new ones, but I don't feel like spending $400 on a jersey.
I'm still waiting on my new Josh Allen jersey. It's coming from Korea, I think.
Oh.
Yep.
Hey, we'll have it in time to go up to Laramie, go watch it.
Hopefully. It's on a cargo ship somewhere, I think.
Keegan, your Seahawks are on the clock. Who are they taking?
I've heard a lot of offensive linemen here. One guy that is in a small North Dakota school that I'm like, yeah, I guess that sounds about right for what Seattle would do.
It says that their best fit is the same guy that was the best fit for the Bengals, the James Pierce Jr. edge guy.
Interesting. I think they go offensive linemen. There's some wide receivers, and obviously we could probably use a second or third receiver.
Bengals keeping Joe Burrow in hell.
By not taking an offensive lineman?
Or a running back.
Joe Burrow's job just got harder. WTF.
Gotta make those receivers work for that money.
Bobby, what was that?
Nothing.
Nothing?
I'm waiting to see our pick.
What are you thinking now? Are you feeling less hopeful? I mean,
I don't know who we're going to get.
Sanders incoming.
Maybe.
Sanders.
if the Seahawks took him, that would be weird.
Keegan, if they take him, are you getting a jersey?
No.
He's falling pretty far, though. He thought he'd be picked already.
Yeah, he wouldn't be bad. Like I wouldn't hate it, but we paid Darnold the money. Let's see what he can do. And if we wanted a quarterback, take the one from Louisville. Not biased there at all.
Oh my God. So, okay. I think I've mentioned this to you guys before. When I went to the Browns game, I signed up with something so that I could be in their like random, you win a prize if you're in a certain seat thing or whatever.
But yeah,
And that has put me on their email list for this past year. I just got an email from the Cleveland Browns saying, "Welcome to Cleveland, Mason Graham."
North Dakota. Yeah, I told you it was going to be the North Dakota guy. I just knew it.
I'm surprised at how many people are taking guard, just offensive linemen in general this round. I know I already said that, but
No. He's an OG. It's not offensive guard, just OG. That's his
I
title.
thought I thought he was going to. I thought it was going to be Shador.
I mean, honestly, I think Shador's going to end up day 2.
Maybe they thought they drafted a North Dakota State quarterback.
God, that would be
Maybe
awful.
they thought they had Trey
third
Lance
year
or
that
Carson Wentz
went
right
out.
now, and they said no. This guy actually blocked for those guys, and he's like, oh shoot. Maybe they
Oh,
thought
you
they
mean
were
he
drafting
wasn't the
Easton
one
Stick.
throwing the ball?
Damn.
I mean,
Draft someone from North Dakota State, and it's not a quarterback.
Yeah, no, this is the pick I've been seeing a lot, and I've been fearing it, but I have accepted it. I knew what it was going to be. So many people were talking about Zabel.
I mean, honestly,
He
I
could be
rank it.
good.
I rank it pretty close to what the Cowboys picked,
Yeah, I mean, it's not exciting. It is what they needed.
but it's at least solid. I mean,
Yeah, he'll be hopefully good. We've seen higher ranked offensive linemen do bad, but
The Dolphins pick.
NDSU has been really
The
good
Dolphins pick wasn't
the last
exciting either.
10 years.
yeah, a lot of these, honestly, there have not been a lot of sexy picks yet.
mm-mm.
Well, this year wasn't really going to be a good draft year.
No, next
No.
year's the quarterback draft. So there's another good quarterback class coming out next year. So that's why I think a lot of these teams are like, we'll wait on Sanders, we'll wait on Jackson Dart.
Do you think Manning goes next year? Does he play one more year? I mean, he's going to be a starter this year. I guess it depends, right?
I think he's going to do the draft next year.
He's going to do the draft because I mean he's almost
honestly,
a surefire number 1,
exactly,
top 5 for sure, just because of his name.
But if his season goes anywhere near the way people think it will, I think he'll definitely join to jump in on it.
What, national champion?
Honestly, I don't even think they need to win national champion if he just gets real close like they did this year, and if he does it decisively, and if they lose not because of him, if it's like other factors.
I think with him though, last year they would have done better.
I think so. If they would have benched Ewers and just had him play, I think so.
Yeah.
I think it would have taken a game or two to get him in the swing of being full time.
But look at what he did in the limited space that he had with them.
And he's already got a great connection with the guy. Like, I think he's going to blow everybody away. I could see him getting the Heisman next year.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'll probably throw down like a $10, $20 bet on him as a Heisman at the beginning of the season. Just for it pays off that early. Oof.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Apparently, the Seahawks pick was a former pitcher. So, always a good sign there.
They did think he was a quarterback.
They say the iPhone 16 is super strong. You don't need a screen protector?
I don't know if I would trust that. That just sounds like Apple trying to get you to break your phone and need to get an Apple one.
Yeah, Apple's like, break your phone right before.
Yeah, I didn't know that the 16 is that secure. Is it?
They're just like, we took the Nokia power where the Nokia phones never broke. I don't know. It's glass though, right, Dan? Like, what type of glass are they using in it?
All right. Somebody said, come on, Denver, get Bo a new toy to play with.
I've seen people, like, if they're in the pool, they'll swim with their iPhone. That's crazy talk. Because fast motion for your iPhone with that.
I'm excited to see Denver take Sanders in the next pick.
When Denver's on, we'll bring Bobby on for live reaction.
It's going to be crazy, though, because I've been reading all over Twitter. Apparently, the Vikings have been trying to trade up to get Sanders. So they've been working hard. So we'll see.
Shiloh Sanders, though. We forgot the first name.
Yeah, I was gonna say Shiloh's gonna look good in purple and gold.
Grayson, how you feeling about the draft so far?
A little underwhelming. Like what we were saying
Yeah.
earlier. I mean, there's no dramatic picks, no shockers. It's all been very conservative, very just taking cream of the crop. Guards, tackles, defensive ends.
Yeah, nobody's taking any risks. Nobody's doing anything exciting.
Well, I mean, honestly, I think there's not really anybody that is worth betting on. Like, I know Shador Sanders obviously thinks he's, cream of the crop, rise to the top type of dude, but there's no way anyone's going to take him before. I'm calling round 3, honestly. Because with how everybody's drafting this year, they're making sure that they have a set up for a solid season next season.
What the hell?
Here's my question. What do you guys think? Between Sanders and Quinn Ewers, who's going to go first?
Why would the Dolphins take him?
Honestly, I think Ewers is going to go first.
Yo, what was that thing saying the Dolphins were high 49% chance of taking him? Hell no.
Who did they say he's going to take?
They said before the draft started, 49% of people said Miami would take him at 13.
Sanders?
Yeah.
That is
Why?
insane. No way they got Tua.
Unless they think Tua's going to concussion out.
Yeah, the way Tua plays, like, they have seen Tua adds to their team. Like, there's no way.
Or because Sanders is I think they're Florida kids, aren't they? I mean, or he played most of his college ball down there, so maybe it was just a tie into the roots of Miami going, oh yeah, let's bring Sanders here.
I think that would have been a big mistake for Miami.
Yeah.
Okay, Emeka Egbuka.
Ooh, they took the guy the Broncos probably would have wanted.
Wide receiver. Good for them.
I think that means I think Godwin might be done there.
I could see that.
But Evans also. Evans is old also.
Yeah, they definitely need to start retooling that wide receiver room.
Well, being that Mbuka just came off the board, I think you see now a higher chance the Broncos trade out of that first-round pick. I think he was one that they had high on their board just to get Bo Nix a new toy to play with.
Yeah, so this is going to be the possible
think-
quarterback trade pick.
Okay. Are we bringing Bobby back on? Let's get Brendan off since he's not there right now. Let's go to our Denver fan.
We want it.
Bobby, it's Denver time.
Yep.
What are you hoping for? What are you hoping for, Bobby? What's going to happen?
Defensive tackle maybe or wide receiver.
Okay, so what I'm seeing, ESPN's saying their best pick is Derek Harmon, who's a defensive tackle. Would you be okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
You say
remember
the
when
Broncos are going to trade Eric Cartman?
Yeah.
Remember when Kenny from Pittsburgh went to Pitt? I could see. I think now we're gonna see Shador Sanders Steelers.
Think so?
It just fits.
Yeah.
It rolls off the tongue. You know that one year was Kenny Pickett throwing to George Pickens in Pittsburgh. Like it's the NFL knows what Shador Sanders Steelers.
It also makes you wonder if you're Tampa, who's going to rush the passer? You said we were
They don't have a quarter. Who is their quarterback room for Pittsburgh going right now?
Mason Rudolph.
Yeah, no, Shador Sanders right here.
Yeah, it's going to be Sanders or Dart. I mean,
Oh, it could be Dart. That'd be
Yeah,
crazy
Jackson
to
Dart.
start.
That would be interesting.
Jackson Dart becomes the second quarterback taken. That would be insane.
His stock was rising, but I didn't think it would rise all the way to the first round.
I could have seen it gone in the first, but if he goes over Sanders, that is where I'm like, whoa.
All right, gentlemen, we are about to find out. Keep your eyes on the hat. Keep your eyes on the hat.
You heard Grayson. He thinks Ewers is going to go before Sanders.
The question is, will the hat go
Who's he
before
worried the Broncos are going to take?
Anybody he doesn't like.
We'll know whether it's a favorable pick or not by the hat.
How many years in a row have you thrown the hat?
He's ignoring us now.
I don't know about Dan. I will send you the short from last year. It's great.
I think I see some booties there on that phone of his.
We all need to throw our hats if he throws his hat.
Okay. Just like
So everyone just. The Browns doesn't even have a hat. He's already thrown it.
he's prepped.
He's a Browns
Okay.
fan.
You may not see it, but I've already thrown mine too.
Okay.
It's over by the couch now. It's like bad hat.
Now,
Bad.
does he ever throw the hat in celebration? Has it
No.
ever been a
He put his
good
hat back
throw?
on. Remember when Bo Nix got drafted?
To the Raiders, no less. A division rival, so not to the Jaguars number 5, but he doesn't fall past number 6.
I'm trying to find that video so I can send it today.
The Browns and the Jacksonville Jaguars that led to the Jaguars, not the Browns.
Man, they're running the clock down. 1:30 to go.
It's to stay in his hometown and play for the professional organization in the home state that he is so familiar with. And frankly, it's a team that'll let him play both ways.
Pick is not in.
Kansas will pick their pick.
Wrong. maybe they're gonna take like a throwback player, like a 2015 Peyton Manning.
All right, they're
You know
below
the Bears did it.
All right, there you go, Dan. I sent you last year's draft short of him throwing.
I'll
the
watch
hat.
it right now.
Did that kid out of TCU get picked up yet? Was it like Horn Jr. or?
This stuff works on dandelions, crabgrass, and pulp. This stuff works for up to 3 months. This stuff works guaranteed for your money back. This stuff works on big lawns and small lawns.
Or no, he went to CU last year, didn't he?
pick is in.
Pick is in, Bobby.
Yep.
He's not even looking at us. He's glued to that TV.
Shiloh Sanders, yeah.
Let's see what's Twitter saying. Sorry, X.
In Miami, Sunday, May 4th on ABC. Exclusive on Buckhead Plus.
Shut up.
Matt, did you hear that?
Okay.
Did you hear what was said right there?
No. There's too much going on in the background. I hear like 3 different TVs going on.
Yep.
For the Broncos, I have no idea.
Sure.
Yeah, some of them are.
All right, there we go. If it's not Sanders, the hat is going.
Honestly, I'm more excited to see the next one because if the Steelers don't pick Sanders, I don't know where he falls.
They are taking forever to pick.
April is World Wish Month, so the Broncos want to make a wish to get someone good.
God, those orange pants for Denver are terrible. Awful.
Yeah, that playoff game
What is
where
their
they were
battle?
in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Raise that fist up. Yeah, I beat cancer. But the Broncos can't beat anyone.
April is World Wish Month.
Was this a good wish? I don't know if this was a good wish. Announcing the Broncos pick where all their fans are going to throw their hats.
One of those wishes will be coming true right now.
All right, look, I'm focused on the hat. Like, I don't know what's about that.
He's bravely battled cancer.
Oh, that's not a hat throwing one. That
He
is
tipped his hat. Did you see? He tipped his hat.
I saw it.
For his favorite
No,
team.
that's a great pick.
Please join me in cheering on Sam as his wish comes true. Take it away, Sam.
Oh. Hey, we got to tune in next year to see if the hat gets
Who is-
thrown next year.
Who is Jade Barron?
Look.
In the 2025 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select Jade Barron, DB, Texas.
Oh, from Texas, David.
I remember him.
Wow. Definitely not Shador Sanders. Darn.
There's no reaction. No reaction at all right now.
Probably trying to figure out who the heck it is.
That's what I'm looking at. Who is he?
Yes, he told you. You don't know who he is.
I wish I could have bet on it.
Okay, so this is the big one for Sanders watch,
But
right?
the odds would be terrible.
Yeah, hat watch is off. We'll bring Brendan back.
Yeah, we're on Sanders watch now because
Yeah, if Sanders doesn't go here, like I said, his next best chance is the Rams. It all depends on where Dart goes too. I mean, who goes first? We talked about that.
if Sanders drops to round 2, there's going to be a 30-30 one day about like how he screwed up his.
I think teams are being more careful they don't get another Rosen where it's like, you're all going to regret not picking me, and then the guy just falls off the face of the earth. So all the teams are like, yeah, we didn't miss it at all.
Yeah, so far Sanders is the only player on my thumbnail that has not been drafted.
Good thing he's got his own little room to spend a lot of time in while he's waiting.
Maybe he knew this was going to happen, and this is why he didn't want to go to the draft, because he didn't want to sit in the draft room this long.
Yeah, he watched film of Aaron Rodgers that one year. He sat the 25th pick overall.
Yeah, 24th or something.
I saw Matt for like half a second.
Whoa, what's up, Matt?
I wanted you guys to make sure it was really me and not like AI me.
It reveals, and it's actually Sanders
So,
using voice filter.
If Shador doesn't go here, we are going to see one of the worst free falls I think ever.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like Matt said, the Rams could pick him up, but I don't think that's going to happen.
I'm still lost here in Russell Wilson's bathroom. I've never found my way out. It's been 2 years now.
Russell Wilson kidnapped him here in Denver. Matt, are you at least finding food and water?
Yeah, there's like a personal concierge that comes up here every now and then. Like, what would you like? I just give him an order, and all of a sudden it's here about an hour later.
I mean, luckily there is like 12 bathrooms in that house, so you should be okay.
Technically, there's 3.
Yeah, I do not have to worry about using the restroom here. It's just right there.
On Saturday.
One day we'll get like a cease and desist from Russell Wilson.
He's got to find Matt first.
Yeah, quit talking about my bathrooms there on that social media thing. You guys need to stop it.
Stop talking about Matt.
I just gave him a southern accent. He probably doesn't even have one.
He doesn't. So Steelers pick came in pretty quick.
Yeah, it's one of the 2 quarterbacks.
Turns out it's a running back. The Steelers don't also have a running back. I guess they got Warren and Kenneth Gainwell. They picked up this year.
Wouldn't it be funny if they didn't announce like Travis Hunter as an offensive and defensive player? They'd be like, cornerback Travis Hunter. They'd be like, whoa. He's playing wide receiver for Jacksonville and
Derek Harmon. They got a defensive tackle, Derek Harmon.
Did they really?
Yeah, Sanders is not going above round 3. I'm putting my stamp on that right now.
Damn.
Again.
This has turned into like the Will Levis watch. Remember when we were all like up on Will Levis that one year?
Can we get a wellness check on Shedeur Sanders? Is he cutting yet? No? Okay, good.
Yeah, I wish after every pick they would just do a reaction shot of Sanders every time he doesn't get picked.
What if they did like a reaction pick to
Tackle. He was
Russell
number
Wilson?
1 in FBS.
How did they not take a quarterback?
They got a quarterback.
Mason Rudolph?
Yeah.
The Steelers? Man, they're gonna be so bad.
Hey,
What
what
will they want Shedeur Sanders?
is this going to be? Is this going to be a Lamar Jackson trade into the 32 pick and take him?
Definitely. I could see it as a possibility.
Yeah, and because remember they had Flacco, a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And
Brendan, I have to tell you, man, Golden Knights are looking good right now.
So what team with an established quarterback is about to take Sanders with the last pick of the first round?
The Dallas
What if-
Cowboys.
What if nobody takes them?
Not
That's
in
all
the
I wanted
second
out of
round,
this round.
not in the third round, not in the fourth round.
Yeah, he's a day 3. That would be insane. Like if he dropped to day 3, we would not hear the end of it.
He would be the Mr. Irrelevant pick.
So, like, who's a quarterback that's like been in the league? Like, where's like the Phillip Rivers or like the Eli Mannings of like,
Retired.
or the Matt Ryans of the league, where they've been there so long that they might like finally be done in like 3 more years?
Matthew Stafford and the Rams.
Yeah, the Rams,
Jared Goff.
The Lions.
the
But
Lions, the Rams,
they got Hendon Hooker, and he's pretty good. So
and the Lions.
Pittsburgh has nobody. They have
What about
Mason
Minnesota
Rudolph.
at 24?
No, they were happy.
I think Matt would disown the Vikings.
No,
if they-
because JJ McCarthy hasn't even played yet. So why would they?
That's right. We'll make a trade for Herbert. He doesn't like California too much.
yeah, the Chargers just takes Sanders.
What if they take Shedeur right now, and then that means Herbert.
Well, guys, we got to make a quick. Saw the hat come off. I can see him. Hold on. He put it back on.
Bobby,
Bobby, what's going on? Any news?
Bobby's on the Twitter. Something's going down.
No.
He's getting news right now.
What is Sean Payton saying, Bobby? He's holding it close to his vest. All right, he took his hat off pretty quickly, put it back on. He knew. I announced it. I should have just put him on.
Well, we would have seen it gone flying into the TV.
Wow, the Steelers didn't even take a quarterback. That's crazy.
somebody on X posted the picture of the Impractical Jokers like laughing in the back room, and it says, "All right, now have them hype up Shedeur Sanders again."
My number 1 fit is definitely Shedeur Sanders. I gotta take him. I will say Shedeur Sanders. We've already said it, but it still amazes me that he is the most unproven quarterback that was the most highly glazed out of anybody going into this draft, which is wild to me.
Colorado did not do that great this year.
They didn't do great the last year.
Yeah,
Just look at the NFL analysts last year with Jerick May. Like he was like the second coming of the best quarterback of all time.
No, they retired his jersey. He is a Colorado legend.
Before Cordell Stewart.
He's in the
and
Colorado
Williams.
Ring of Honor.
Oh man.
all I know is we, of course, were not there, but I think it says a lot that none of these teams picked up Sanders. Like there had to be issues with his interviews, with his workout, something that nobody that need because there's teams that legitimately have needed quarterbacks.
He's the best available. Shador Sanders, best available.
See, mine is saying Will Johnson is the best available.
Where does it say Shador for you?
I don't see Shador anywhere on the page.
What? Mel Kiper says number one.
Yeah, Mel Kiper had him like number 5 in the draft, I think.
Hey, real quick, whatever happened to Todd McShay? I haven't seen that guy since like 2021.
I thought I saw him on a live. Maybe that was him. I thought I saw him on doing a stream.
Did he what happened to him? Did he get like a DUI or something? And they're like, yo, no more. You can't talk about kids anymore.
Somebody said Sanders is gonna need to sell his chain.
Yeah, Dan, he has a podcast on YouTube, Todd McShay. He is live streaming the draft right now.
Somebody else put Bo Callahan's agent was Diddy.
Look at all those hats in front of Shador of teams that aren't going to take him.
Yeah, at this point, who's going to take him? I mean, that's got to be our. What if the Titans are like, you know what, we're going to take Sanders with our first overall pick in round 2.
We're not going to mess this year up. We're going to take them both.
We're taking them both. We're keeping Will Levis. We'll just
and if Jackson Dart is still available, we'll take him too.
In the
Browns
third round,
would take the 34th pick.
Keegan,
what?
We still have that extra available team on our fantasy. We could offer that to him.
Yeah. Just be like, hey, we need someone to take over for Blake Sanders. Do you want to take over?
It might be the best offer he gets.
I don't know. I like the sound of Mr. Irrelevant, Shador Sanders.
Who has the last pick in the draft?
Eagles.
So Minter obviously was with him in Michigan, and
we don't have anything past the 5th round.
Oh, that's right. Oh no, Eagles is last tonight. Overall draft, I have no idea.
Let's take a look, shall we?
Chargers got 30 seconds to get this pick in. Are they taking Sanders?
Giants
All
just
right.
jump up, take Jackson Dart.
Final pick of the draft is the Kansas City Chiefs.
That'd be so funny if they took Sanders.
Colorado fans would lose their minds.
I would.
Okay, Chargers have 10 seconds.
As far as I know, once.
All right, they're taking Sanders and trading Herbert to Minnesota. Here we go.
And what are you doing with JJ?
JJ can do another year of backup. He needs the experience and the time. He's plenty young enough.
Hey, I don't think the Chargers got their pick in. I think they should be penalized a first and a second rounder.
I wish that they were like more strict about that. If they're like, no, you didn't have it here at that second, you're out.
They're just like, who are you going to take? And they just award him like to the next team anyway. And they're like, it doesn't count towards your pick. You can still pick.
Or what if
we're giving you this guy?
What if you like we change it to 5 minutes, and if you don't get your pick in, they literally just pull from a bowl of players, and they're like, here's who you get.
I know draft like fantasy.
Yeah, it's like the Hunger Games style.
It's like when fantasy draft you have like 10 kickers all of a sudden.
Well, no, it's today's technology. You got to go with like the Google wheel of names. Every player that's still available is still there, and it spins. You get a guy you would have got on day 4, where it's like, dang, we would have signed him as a free agent, except we got him for our first pick.
And that's why you're benefited by having your shit together and ready to go.
Man, Pat McAfee show's already talking about Shador might not go tonight.
I don't think he will.
I don't think he will.
That's
because now the Giants are a team. I could see them taking him next round. The Raiders, maybe.
I see a lot more teams open to taking him second or third that didn't take him in first.
Or coming late, very late in the first round.
But if they want to trade, they might just be like, hey, these other teams don't have any motivation to take him. Like, the Eagles aren't fucking taking him.
Yeah, but like, Titans could trade back tomorrow.
But do they want to?
They could. Like, say the Raiders trade up to their pick. and then the Giants are out of quarterback. You know what I'm saying? I know it seems like the Giants are going to take Jackson Dart, but
See, I'm starting to think that Sanders might have just been a real asshole at all the teams he visited, and they don't want to deal with it.
I know.
Like, there's something to be said of not wanting toxic personalities on your team if you can avoid it.
Well, and similar to the NBA, they see him being like, maybe was it Lamar Ball, whose dad was like just a pain in the ass, and the teams are like, yeah, we don't want to deal with this parent. They look at
Who is
Dion and
this?
go, yeah, we don't want to deal with Dion.
Marion Hampton.
I mean, look at what happened with OBJ.
running back,
Especially with Browns too. It was like nobody wanted to deal with that whole drama fest after what happened.
Oh, Marion Hampton.
yeah, second best running back in the draft probably.
I mean, all right. Let's
Yeah,
be
well,
honest.
what about Cam Scattaboo? You could get him on day 2.
Why would you draft him when you also got Harris?
I want the Cowboys to take Scattaboo. I think he'd be great.
I like Scattaboo.
I do too. I think he's got a lot of talent. So think about this though also. Sanders, like Dion, he was literally out there last year being like, my son's not going to that team. Like, that's already starting off on the wrong foot.
Well, I think some of these coaches don't want to take Sanders because they're afraid if they do bad next year, Dion's coming in.
They could, yeah. I mean, it's possible. Especially some of these newer coaches.
Yeah, because I mean, Sanders isn't terrible. I mean, I've seen a lot worse quarterbacks go much higher than this.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking it's got to be a personality issue.
Yeah, or they just know no one's taking quarterbacks. They're just like, we're fine.
Well, I mean, I think what David said is accurate. Is that even though teams need some teams need a quarterback, nobody wants to deal with not only Shador and his bad attitude, but nobody wants to deal with Shador's bad attitude and Deion Sanders at the same time.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
look what happened with
his attitude and his dad's attitude.
Exactly. Like it's look at what happened with OBJ. The Giants didn't want to deal with it. The Browns didn't want to deal with it, and then he ended up where I forgot who they traded him to. But even that team was like, "Yeah, no, we're not doing this. You're done." They dropped him.
I mean, it's great to get a good, talented quarterback and all, but I'd hold on and get somebody a little worse if it meant I didn't have to deal with that kind of shit.
Exactly.
Because overall, the morale of the team is going to be way more important than – because, I mean, let's be honest. The difference in talent out there is most likely going to be like this between, if you're still getting like a second rounder.
Absolutely. And, I mean, the skill of Shador does not outrank the amount of drama he's going to bring with him. Like if it was,
it's not like he's a Heisman winner or something.
Yeah, it's not like you're not dealing with the next Tom Brady. It's just some average quarterback coming through, and nobody wants to bring in drama to ruin their locker room. With
like,
that.
let's be honest. Would he have this much hype around him if his dad wasn't Deion Sanders?
Nope.
No.
He'd just be another random quarterback in college.
I wonder when the last time we only saw one quarterback go in the first round is.
EJ Manuel, whatever draft that was.
Do you guys think? Do you guys think this crowd, being in the middle of this crowd, would be fun? Like, oh my god!
Maybe. I would do it once. I would go.
That's where you'd have to wear a catheter or whatever. You ain't going anywhere.
God damn.
Would we just bring our laptops as well? We're just standing in the crowd with our laptops, like live streaming.
Have a green screen painted on behind us. I've seen that virtual thing.
Just stand in front of a crowd of Green Bay Packers fans, just get a green screen on.
Hey, last year my cousin was selected to represent the Vikings in the Vikings fan area last year. Got a couple pictures of him when they panned the Vikings crowd there. It was pretty cool.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, so
But
we gotta
go back to your point
go
about. Go ahead, Keegan.
What?
Yeah, if you move, you're losing your spot.
Oh yeah, it's
my strategy is if I have to pee, I'm just going to pee on the people around me to give myself more room.
There you go.
It's like the New Year's Times Ball, where they wear diapers and stuff and stand there for days.
That
just
or they
have some
bring
fart
type
spray,
stuff, and your other friends like stand around you and make a wall, and you like pee in it, and
just bring a bunch of fart spray, spray it pretty heavily. People eventually will be like, "Oh, I can't stand around this guy," and then they'll leave.
Are the Packers on the board?
Here we go. I think this sums it up. Somebody tweeted this out. Deion Sanders got away with his me first attitude because he was an elite athlete. Shador won't get away with it because he's a mediocre entitled quarterback.
Absolutely.
Are you saying he's Jay Cutler with an attitude?
But
Hey, Jay Cutler
to
wasn't terrible, but
Dude, to your point about like if Deion Sanders was not his dad, like imagine what happened when they won their first game when he first started over in Colorado. If that was anybody else's dad, it would have been like, dude, shut up.
Yeah, they would have been like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, you're walking around flexing Rolexes. Shut up and get off the field. You won. Shut up.
He's kind of got LeVar Ball energy, but he's not LeVar Ball. He's Deion Sanders.
Exactly.
But look at how cocky it is. At least for us, we see it in our local media. I know some of you guys out of the state don't see it, but like Dion parks wherever he wants. He pays like parking fines. Campus security's like, "Hey, dude, you can't park here." He told one security guy, "Do you know who the hell I am? Like, I'm gonna park my damn car there." And he walked away.
Wow.
Yep. And then you remember that? Well, they did the 20 for 20 thing on him or whatever. Remember he came in that first night and told his players, "Some of y'all just start packing your damn bags. I'm bringing my own boys in, and you're already out of here. You're on the first bus out." It's like, man, like just to have that type of moxie or cockiness is just bad karma, you know.
And yeah, maybe it's coming out with his son like getting embarrassed on draft night.
Like, yeah, even if he gets picked up right now, I feel like this is such an embarrassment for what they expected for him.
Especially with that like that backdrop and stuff. Like they're not even showing that room anymore.
Again, I wish they'd keep going back to him like sitting in there by himself.
like they did with Aaron Rodgers. Yeah.
Okay, Green Bay Packers have 1 minute left. Is Will Johnson finally going to get picked?
Broncos fans are very upset with their cornerback pick. But that's like what Denver does all the time. They just pick defensive backs for whatever reason in the first round.
I mean, he's no Tyler.
If he was a Tyler, he'd be in Texas.
That's right. Home of the Tyler.
Could you imagine this whole draft? They just have people named that have Tyler in their name somewhere. It's just like Greg something, and they're like, "What's your middle name?" And he's like Tyler, and you're like, "It makes sense."
We need him.
So do you guys think Shador did the at-home party because of the risk of not being taken in the first round? Or do you think, like, I don't know?
I think they did the at-home party because they thought he would be.
Didn't get drafted.
Well, no, because wasn't there one of the guys last year who was expected to go pretty high decided to stay home too, anyways?
Mm-hmm. I think it's too because his brother did it.
Geno Smith showed up, didn't get drafted.
Well, honestly, think
Levis
that
showed up.
Shador just thought he was too good to show up, so he's just going to do what he wants to do. And now he's facing the consequences for that kind of behavior.
I mean, honestly, if they were paying for me to be there, I don't care if I have a snowball's chance in hell getting drafted. I'd go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So over under that DC announces their new Batman before Shador Sanders gets drafted.
Oh.
Those odds are increasing by the minute, my guy.
I heard some rumors that they've been reaching out to. I saw Green Arrow might have been cast.
Yeah, for the Lantern show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he had to delete the tweet real quick or the Instagram post.
Yeah.
Hey, how about this? What are the over odd unders that the NFL releases their schedules before Sanders gets a team?
They got a month. They got like 3 weeks.
They just paused the draft. They're like, "We'll be back. We'll announce the second and third round with the schedule."
Someone tweeted that them announcing the draft, the schedule release was a heat check. They were like, "Yo, we got all these people. We got all their attention. Like, maybe
Let's
we
let
should."
them know.
Yeah, let's let them know. Maybe we'll get a cheer out of the schedule.
Oh, it's going to get leaked early. You know it is. We're going to see it here in about a week.
When does it usually get released? Earlier?
About this time of year. No, it's usually
Oh,
about
so
May.
they're waiting. They're trying to.
Yeah, it's always after the draft.
Yeah, but now they make a big deal of it, and I think it's just dumb. Like,
No,
just
Well,
tell us.
see,
Ever
what
since
happens?
teams started like trying to make a social media post about it.
Well, what's weird is that you already know who your team's playing. Like, you know what the games are going to be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
know,
just don't know what's.
Yeah, so all you know is the order then. So it'd be different if you had no idea who you were playing, but you do. So it's like, oh, I guess it's this month instead of that month.
And then for a couple teams, I know some of the international games we know, but a couple of them are still being kind of like secret.
Well, a lot of teams don't want to do international because they don't want to give up a home game. Oh, they took Matthew Golden.
Yeah.
Damn it. I wanted him.
But now it's now with the odd number of games, you can still get 8 and 1 international.
Right. Now you can. So that I think that's why they're adding international games like in Mexico and stuff like that, because more places are willing to go. But otherwise you were losing a home game and you lose all that revenue.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
but
the
the Jaguars don't
Vikings Colts are projected to be the Germany game, I believe. And the Colts are going to be the home team for that one, I think.
Honestly, I would love to go to an international game sometime. Okay, here we go. Sanders is going to go right now.
Is it the Rams next?
It's the Vikings. I would laugh so hard if they take Sanders. Matt, if they take Sanders, you got to turn your camera on so we can watch you throw a hat.
What if he already had like a Sanders like homemade jersey ready?
No, he turns it on. He's standing there with Sanders. He's at the home party.
He's just like, Sanders, rescue me from Russell Wilson's bathroom. All right, so Matthew Golden, that's a good pick for the Packers, though.
I think that's a good pick for anybody. He's a very solid receiver.
And hey, they finally got their first round wide receiver. Aaron Rodgers would have been proud.
Yeah, they did. I'm very jealous. I wish we would have taken him first because I think we could have taken him and still gotten this Booker guy next time, like next round.
I mean, that's like our pick. I don't know many people that wandered out to North Dakota State. I'm not saying he's going to be bad, but it's just like, come on. Like,
see, I'm starting to get worried because Jerry resisted taking Sanders at 12. I don't know if he can resist it at round 2.
we have a live look into the Broncos headquarters. Bobby, what do you think Broncos will do round 2?
I think we go wide receiver.
Did you say you think you go Sanders?
No,
That's what I heard.
wide receiver. Second round.
There is
Or
a
running
Sanders
back.
receiver.
I think there's probably a ton of more receivers, wide receivers in the second round, probably.
Well, Vikings did not mess around. They got their pick in pretty quick.
Speaking of the Viking, we'll go back to Matt.
I have a hat ready to go.
We have a hat watch.
Come on, Skull, baby. Let's go.
All right,
We're going to
McCarthy's
go
making his way
after.
to the stage.
We're going to get this edge rusher, I think.
Is that what you're hoping for?
Yeah, I mean, we lost a couple real big pieces of our defense this last offseason, so we need some
Apparently,
replacements.
it says your best pick is Nick Imnawari, who's a safety.
Not a terrible pick. So Rams are next pick, right? Was when
Houston.
Sanders watch?
Houston.
Oh, Houston needs offensive line. Like I said,
We got
Fred
Sanders
Hazard.
is going to Houston.
What?
I said Sanders won't be going to Houston.
No, they need offensive line, but again, considering they let CJ Stroud get sacked as many times and then got rid of their best offensive lineman, there's a good chance they don't take one.
You know, I have no idea why people are saying that the Cowboys are going to trade to get J.K. Dobbins.
I don't even think J.K. Dobbins is on the team.
He's on the Browns now. He got signed to a 2-year contract.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, $8 million.
Grayson, how do you feel about that?
I was not listening. What?
How do you feel about J.K. Dobbins being signed by the Browns a couple days ago?
Who's J.K. Dobbins?
Running back.
Okay. He's
Well, yeah, obviously I'm under a rock right
Well,
now.
he was a Ravens running back for a few years, but you probably missed him because he only played for a year because he was hurt all the time. And then he went to the Chargers and got hurt again, and now he's on your team.
To be fair, he did pretty well with the Chargers, though. 9 touchdowns, 32 receptions. He had almost
his other ACL.
Yeah, he almost had 1,000 yards, which isn't bad for not a full season.
I mean, I'm not going to knock him.
His ACLs in the last 2 years.
I mean, that just seems to be what the Browns go for when it comes to running backs. Because with a Nick Chubb, look at every other running back they put out there.
Donovan Jackson, offensive guard.
But I mean, I'll take him. He seems like he'll do fine as long as I can keep him healthy and he can keep himself healthy. But
Matt, how do you feel?
Well, we need protection for JJ, so a good pickup. I mean, offensive line we've always struggled with, so I mean, can't go wrong on that one.
So where's your hat right now?
It's safely back on my head.
Whoa. New York Giants. Trade alert. New York on the clock.
Jackson Dart coming off the board.
Dart or Sanders, one of the two.
I think they're going to take Jackson Dart.
What did they trade?
They traded Nick Chubb to the Dallas Cowboys.
They did. I just saw it.
Chubb's a free agent still. I mean, I don't know who's going to sign him.
With how often he's hurt, I don't know if anyone's going to really pick him up.
Somebody's saying the Giants are going to take Sanders.
I mean, they're going to take a quarterback.
They said the Giants about to steal Sanders from the Rams.
I don't think so. Why would the Giants draft a quarterback?
Well, then the Rams take Dart. It's that simple, right?
Yeah.
I'm interested to see. So somebody did trade back in, like we said might happen.
Vegas needs a new goalie.
So Grayson, as you know, because you won, another perk that you get to pick 10 players at your choice that just nobody can draft. Have you decided who that's going to be yet?
Man, my powers keep expanding, and I don't want that to stop.
Grayson just picked the entire Denver Broncos roster.
So Bobby doesn't have a team this year?
That was my plan all along.
Pat, how do you feel about that? Do you second that motion? I think Russell Wilson kidnapped him.
Kidnap who?
The fucking pipe.
Okay, hold on. Breaking news. The Texans traded and get pick 34, pick 99, and the third round pick of 2026.
That's not like a great draft haul. So Giants didn't give up a huge amount. It's good for them. Obviously, they get extra picks, but not a whole lot.
I feel like it's not bad if Houston didn't have anything that they were really like heavy to get, you know?
Yeah, I mean they need offensive line. There's not a lot of big offensive linemen left for round one. Oh, Dan is back for the Sanders.
Who was the
possibility.
Giants' first pick?
Abdul Carter.
Yeah.
They're showing Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart is taking pictures right now. Could you imagine if Jackson Dart gets taken here?
Do you think anybody before tonight was like, yeah, Dart's going to go before Sanders?
I have heard it, but just starting today.
Yeah. Like, if you would have said this a week ago, they'd say you're crazy.
Yeah, if you said, Sanders wasn't the first quarterback a couple months ago, they would have thought you were crazy.
If you would have said he's not even in the top 20.
Yeah.
Top 20 would have been crazy.
It looks like it is Dart.
Wow.
It looks like it's Dart.
Grayson's not too thrilled with that. He was hoping it was going to be Sanders because the Browns are still available.
You know what we're gonna see from Shador? We're gonna see a who was the Arizona quarterback that said everyone made a mistake?
Oh, Roseman. Yeah.
We're gonna Josh Rosen.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine because look how many Super Bowls he won after that.
Yeah, Josh Rosen. Yeah, 5, right?
I mean, he was in the Cardinals, got traded the next year to Miami, and then I think he was out of the league, right?
Atlanta. Third
Atlanta?
string in Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
He had a couple preseason games. But yeah, no, he's washed. I mean, he's probably. I wonder what he's doing now because he did get some money. He was only drafted 10.
Yeah, back when the I think the rookie scale was still pretty good back then too. That was when Sam Bradford got 80 million or whatever for.
Okay, Jackson Dart has officially been picked.
Wow.
Do you guys remember when the first round quarterback or the first round pick was signed a day before the draft?
Yeah, when you knew who it was going to be, it
was already signed. They signed the contract already.
Yeah, because I remember
Jake Long did that.
What's his face that they took in Houston over Reggie Bush?
Matt Schaub?
No, defensive lineman.
Oh,
I think he played in Miami.
That Jake Long was Jake Long, and then Chris Long was number 1 and 2. Who was taken number 1 in the draft? Was 2006.
Wow. So somebody makes a good point here. The team that scouted Shador Sanders heaviest said no to him twice, trading back up to take another player at his position. Says a lot about what the NFL thinks of him.
Yeah. Mario Williams.
The Browns do not still need a quarterback. Sorry, I'm reading the ticker down here. It said the Browns still need a quarterback. One analyst, I'm like, nope, no, we don't.
Gentlemen, apparently we have been misinformed. They do already know where the draft is going to be. 2026 draft is April 23rd through April 25th in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
For Grayson, he's like, I wouldn't mind going to see some of the stuff in Pittsburgh. Unfortunately, I think their museum is closed for 6 years, so. But I would go. So.
I'd go back.
Let's do it.
I had a great time in Gettysburg and stuff. I'll take you guys there.
Pick up a Pittsburgh Penguins game, maybe a Pirates game out there too.
Whoa! Wait a minute.
Yeah, the Falcons.
Falcons got the Rams. So Rams ain't taking Shador. At least not right now.
The Falcons trade up for Shador.
Falcons traded back into the first.
Jasper.
What the fuck?
This is interesting. Things are starting to actually get exciting.
Yeah, now the trades are coming in.
The Rams are trading it, so that means
it's
so much for him going there.
Either that or he's still going to go there and they know nobody wants him. So they're like, sure.
Atlanta's pick is in.
Yeah, if they traded, they must have known who they wanted.
It's going to be a cornerback watch. Or did they already take it?
No, they've got that Washington quarterback.
Yeah, if they get a cornerback, they might get Will Johnson now. He might be off the board finally. He's the top one.
Or offensive tackle or offensive lineman.
Damn. So
Oh,
I want to see what the Falcons traded away.
I think you're spot on. I think he's still going to go to the Rams, but they figure they can just get him in the second round now.
Falcons draft.
I mean, I think you have two teams on our stream right now that are kind of worried in the second round that they might take Sanders.
Who? Cleveland
The
and
Browns
Dallas,
the Cowboys. Yeah,
I don't
or
think
Miami. If he's in the second round, Tua gets another concussion.
yeah.
See,
got our
the
quarterback.
only thing that worries me about it is if he drops to the second round, that's going to be something that nobody expected. So Dallas might be like, "Hey, he's still there."
Hey, we didn't overdraft.
Or I could see Cleveland being happy if he's in the second.
why?
I can see that
saying-
too.
Does
Three
Cleveland have the
quarterbacks
second
draft
overall in the second?
Yeah, they have two
Yeah.
picks in the second round. So
My only
mean-
thing is, if they drafted Sanders right now, that's the Cowboys saying they have no faith in Dak.
And I mean, honestly, if Cleveland takes Shador in the second round, I'm okay with that. I just didn't want him going super early in the draft because I feel like that'd just be building to a toxic situation if they did take him. But overall, with the possibility of having to deal with Deion Sanders drama with picking up Shador, I think the Browns are smart enough not to pick him up.
could you imagine
think,
had
yeah.
they taken Travis Hunter pick 2 and then they were able to get Sanders in the second round?
That would have been wild, dude. That would have been wild.
So Giants. Brian Dable says he sees in Jackson Dart what he saw in Josh Allen.
Okay, hold on. Here we go.
That's crazy.
So what the
that's a
Falcons
crazy-
traded away. Rams get the second round pick for this year, their first round pick next year, and the 7th round pick of this year.
Huh. Who are they going to take?
However, it looks like they also traded away to the Falcons their 3rd round pick. So Rams ain't picking up a ton.
It looks like Atlanta picks James Pierce Jr.
That's who it says is the best fit is edge. That's the guy we were talking about before.
So a lot of people are saying the Steelers didn't take Sanders because they know Aaron Rodgers is going there.
How do they know he's going there? That's what.
I mean, they could have been like, "Hey, we just won't sign you until after OTAs. You know, then we'll sign you. You can come in, go do your little ayahuasca stuff, and then come in after that."
Both Atlanta's picks are close to Atlanta. Like they don't have to go far to go away from home.
It also just means Atlanta didn't go very far in their scouting. They're like, "Yeah, this is fine." Like,
I mean, having Georgia in your backyard is pretty nice.
yeah. So, what teams are left? Like, where
Detroit?
can we see
Detroit.
Detroit for Sanders?
No, I don't think they
Not,
will.
not,
There's no reason
not
for it.
Washington.
We have Baltimore, Detroit, Washington, Buffalo, Kansas City, and Philly.
I don't
And
see
any of
Sanders
those
getting
teams-
in any of those.
Yeah.
It'd
come
only
on.
be Detroit. It'd only be Detroit.
I'm thinking some of those teams are able to move back if it's like a Cleveland or someone moving up.
I was gonna say somebody could move back.
So I bet you those teams are taking calls. They're calling the Clevelands. They're calling the Rams.
The Raiders, the Rams, the
Raiders, yeah.
Raiders. Yeah, because you imagine the Raiders get Gentry and Sanders.
I don't know. I'm really starting to think nobody wants Sanders.
3.9 GPA.
I think somebody's got to. Like, he's not that bad of a quarterback.
But I don't think he's, like Grayson has been saying, man, all those issues that you got to bring in with him makes him very unattractive.
I mean, I guess it just depends on your quarterback situation.
Wasn't
think
Sanders a 5-star recruit? Like, I know he went to Jackson State, but wasn't he 5-star?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that was his college day, his high school days, but still.
It's also not like he blew us away in college. Like, let's be honest.
I know.
I mean, he was also in Colorado.
I think he blew people away when he was at Jackson State, but then once he went to the Big 12, it was like,
when he played real teams.
But at the same time, I wouldn't say he was bad.
No, he wasn't bad, but I think he's slightly above mediocre. Like, I think he'd be a good quarterback, but he's not going to be great.
Is this almost like a Bronny James situation?
It kind of feels like that.
It's starting to feel like Bronny James.
Because if Dion could stood up and get up there with him.
7 rounds, the equivalent of Bronny James going in the late second round would be Shador slipping out of the first.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe Bronny wasn't very good anyway. He only got drafted because LeBron was on the team.
And again, if Dion's name was not attached to this, would we be talking so highly of Shador?
I think he'd be a 4th round. I think he'd be 4th round.
Yeah, he'd be much lower.
I mean, to be fair, the CU Buffaloes were atrocious the year before they came in, and they've done much.
20 years.
Yeah, they've done much better. They've actually won a game. They were winning games. They were drawing tickets. So I mean, he brought something.
But again, how much of that was the rest of the team, and how much of that was the fact that they gave Sanders basically an unlimited budget to go after whoever he wanted?
I mean, a lot of it was definitely Dion.
But I mean, David, to your point, or what was brought up earlier, was like Dion or Shador just went through like what I call the high school phase, where you go from high school being, varsity all-state player of the year to a college team where you just get your teeth punched in because you're playing other people at a higher level. And when Shador stepped into that larger ring, he was not ready for what came with that. He didn't do bad, but he was not ready to be. He's not all-star material.
No, he went from being a big fish in a little pond to a little fish in a big pond.
These are, look, I hope he does get picked up because he does have some talent, but it's overpriced goods that have way too much baggage that come with it.
Hey, honey, slightly changing the subject. First,
well, we'll check on Bobby. Bobby, how are you feeling about this draft slide going on?
Who knows where Sanders is going to fall?
If you had to make a prediction, where would you think it would be, Bobby?
Oh, God. I don't know at this point who is going to take him,
But if you had to pick somebody, like
maybe the Steelers, maybe.
You still think the Steelers?
So,
or Miami, if Miami takes him. So
I'm gonna play a little devil's advocate here. I know we've been kind of bagging on why it's good to let him drop, fuck him. But on the other hand, I feel like even if he got picked right now, he has been humbled a lot tonight from where he was.
Yep.
This may be good in his overall development for somebody to pick him up like second round or something and be like, hey, you need to humble yourself. You need to know that you need to, work hard, keep your head down, and they might be able to bring that talent out of him and have some of that attitude left on the floor.
Yeah, I think Miami might.
Well, and look at who was the Super Bowl MVP this year. He wasn't a first-round quarterback.
But he was also on the Eagles, and they cheat, so
Whoa! This isn't Denver.
he's
Okay?
not listening.
I just think, yeah. It's going to be Pittsburgh and Miami.
I
there
still
you
think he's
go.
on the conversation. The question you asked him first, Keegan.
Malaki Starks, safety.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, good job, Ravens. That works. So wasn't somebody saying they think Detroit maybe? I don't think they'll take him.
I mean, they could. Jared Goff did get a lot of heat for their playoff loss, so
Yeah, but he's got still much better raw talent than a lot of quarterbacks out there.
There it is, terrific safety grew up. Dean Jefferson scored about a half hour from Athens was a five-star. Became the Bulldogs starting free safety. Led the team in defensive snaps as a freshman. On a national championship team, finished with 6 interceptions. Moved him around a lot. He gets 6'1", 197 pounds. That's 4'5" now. But even Warriors got 4'3". Kind of fails to compare him. So even Warrior had a 43 vertical. Now a guy starts at 33 vertical. But football IQ low and being able to tackle at all areas of the field. Open field tackle is outstanding. His ball skills, the interception, the range, and the butts was phenomenal. And that maybe a 5 career receptions. He is just everybody. He's a good football player. Nobody at center field goes for the Ravens. Here's the thing I'll tell you. I'm trained in Tampa with my buddy Gilbert. I got the opportunity to see him every day, see him work. You talk about football.
Maybe Detroit.
Football instincts, showing up to work. There was video of him working out this morning before he gets drafted this afternoon. That's what you're getting in this safety and role.
I could honestly see Detroit trading if somebody gives them a good enough offer.
Yeah.
Speed coach with a perfect smart. I don't worry about the testing of his football instincts. His ability to be in center field while you have Kyle Hamilton down around the line of scrimmage, to be able to play the ball and make plays. What he lacks maybe in speed and athleticism, he makes up by being able to key and diagnose quickly. This is a true football player.
Myself. It says Spider-Man's going to be mostly masked in Avengers to allow for Tom Holland to be off filming whatever he's filming and do voiceover only.
Sorry, what?
So Spider-Man is going to be mainly masked in Avengers Doomsday to allow for voiceover with Tom Holland filming other stuff currently. Also, Grayson, thoughts on what's his face's original design, the leader?
All I gotta say is that would have been better than what we got. There's no need to make it, edgy and updated when the classic felt classic for a reason. Even if it does look goofy, I'd rather you lean into that than try to give us something that was just so unnecessarily edgy for no reason.
And one other note, they really like TJ Tampa, 4th round steal that out of Iowa State, but they didn't take some free agency. They were losing just some things cornerback block.
I feel like they drag this out longer than they need to.
Yeah, these last few picks, they always are take longer than the majority of the rest of the draft. Last year, if you remember, we were almost done in 2 hours, and next thing you knew, it was like 4 hours long.
You can actually see the intensity in him as he made his way.
Reminds me of our election coverage that we did for like 6 hours.
Oh yeah, that was fun. Because we were like, it's over. Why are they dragging it on?
We kept waiting for that one state.
Yeah, remember they didn't even do it right away. Brendan, I think Brendan wants to pick a book next month.
For what?
You mean Brendan, who hasn't been in any of the books yet?
No, but he said he could. Actually, I figured out what book he was going to read next. I'm about halfway through Grayson's. I started it 2 days ago. I've just been reading at work.
Damn, look at that guy.
You won't have to share for like a month
What
or
guy are
two
we looking at, Dan?
every day.
Oh, he looks like Andy Reid as a Lions fan.
That was a woman.
What if it was Andy Reid, like undercover?
Then he's not doing a good job.
All right, so lines are on the clock. I guess if they were to take Sanders, this would be the pick.
I don't see why they would take him.
I could see them trading back though. Say like Cleveland.
Draft day card.
Yeah. Who's the Lions' second string? Don't say
Hendon
Teddy
Hooker.
Bridgewater.
No, it's Hendon Hooker.
Hendon.
They took him.
I mean, you can get a backup.
People are thinking they go corner, which that one corner is still available. David, who are they saying is best available currently?
Best available currently is Will Johnson. But they're saying Lions is like
Tyreek Williams, defensive tackle, the Ohio State University.
Tyreek Williams. I think that's pronounced Shador Sanders.
They just bring Sanders out on stage. They're like, actually, he was here.
If someone has a crazy name, just pronounces Shador Sanders just to get it out of the way.
Yeah, this has definitely turned it like he's become this year's Will Levis. We're like we were just like, all right, this is definitely the pick, and then we're like, he's not going in the first round. Like I don't see any other teams unless somebody comes up like a Raiders.
Will Levis was better because his girlfriend was like so annoyed.
Yeah, and then broke
Remember,
up with him like right after the draft.
It was like, ooh, you're a second round quarterback?
Think teams are concerned over his cocky attitude. The guy built a special viewing room for the draft. He needed humbled. Maybe this will actually be good for him. Wish the best for the kid, but if Sanders wasn't on the back of the jersey, he'd be a day 3 quarterback.
Oh. Well, this night was supposed to be for the guy. And now it's spiraling.
Yeah, so all day tomorrow, this is all we're gonna hear. Where's Sanders going?
Oh yeah.
Commanders pick him up.
He's gonna be one of those where he gets drafted as the first pick of the second round.
Yeah, like, I think Levis was like that. Like
Maybe.
Levis got drafted in the first like couple.
Geno
picks of the second.
Smith was a first or second pick of the second round.
So here's the question: if he doesn't go today, does he still sit in his special draft room tomorrow?
You won't see him tomorrow at all.
Oh no,
He's
they would because it's him. All the hype they gave him today, you gotta still show something.
He's at the draft tomorrow. Like he shows.
I don't know. He probably doesn't even want to go to he's probably gonna go play baseball now, like his dad. Like fuck the NFL.
That would be so funny if he just drops out.
Could you imagine he goes back to CU?
Can he?
I mean, I think he can. Like, what's his face when
Does he have any years of eligibility left?
Well,
I think so.
He can't wear his number. It's retired.
He could get a second number retired.
He could get his second number.
Could you imagine he goes back and he's number 10 and gets that retired instead of Cordell Stewart?
I was literally just thinking that, Keegan. That's funny you say.
I mean, that still blows me. Like, Cordell was really good for CU back in the day. They have a running back that won. Didn't he win the Heisman, Matt?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, and they haven't. Because these are, first couple numbers that they've retired. It's insane.
No, they're gonna have to. The Steelers are gonna trade to the early second round, or the Steelers will trade into the first round. He's going to the Steelers. And the Steelers, they probably heard from other teams that there was no other team, so they could save money by drafting him later.
Yeah.
Or also the Rams. The Rams, similar situation.
So, Keegan, we have to fact check that. I take it back. He did not win the Heisman. That same year, he was up for it. The other Colorado guy, Salim, got it.
Okay.
Oh, so that year, back in the day, they had 2 studs on Colorado, just like
Yeah.
now.
Oh, yeah. Those are the 2 that deserve to have their jerseys retired.
What about these 2 studs?
Travis Hunter is, yeah.
Travis Hunter.
I mean, Travis won at least the Heisman. He played, 1,400 snaps? I think they were showing he played 700 offense, 700 defense, and some on special teams.
My whole thing with everyone hating on Travis Hunter, they're like, well, he wasn't the best at receiver and he wasn't the best at corner. And I was like, okay, but someone that's like a top 10 at both positions, imagine he focused on one. He'd probably be top 2, top 1.
Well, and even then, if he's top 10, say in the NFL at both of them, and you get him for one price,
yeah,
that's worth it.
So what are they thinking? Are they thinking of like, I don't know. We'll have to see. It's like he's barely been on the Jacksonville at all. But are people thinking that like when you need DB help, you put him on defense, or when you need receiver help, you put him out there?
Yeah, I've heard coaches say it's a lot harder to be part-time defensive back. So I think people would put him more at cornerback and then put him sparingly at wide receiver at first. But I think he'll play both ways.
Yeah, but he can't play every play. I mean, especially at the NFL level. Or maybe he becomes one of these superstars and he is out there every play.
I know Dion for a little bit played both corner and receiver, but even he didn't do it all the time. So Sanders played 4 years in college, so he has one more because of COVID. They got that extended.
Where'd Grayson go?
Imagine he. But actually, I thought like once you declare for the draft, you give up your eligibility.
You might, yeah, because the who was it? He ended up Bo Jackson got drafted by Tampa Bay.
They got an OT.
Oh,
I think
it was a famous guy. The freaking he played both ways too. Sorry, not both ways. He's 2-sport also.
Yeah, Bo Jackson. He got
got
drafted by Tampa Bay, and then he was like, I'm not playing for you guys. So he went and played baseball in CFL or UFL or something, and then came back in the draft the next year.
No, he came back in the supplemental.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Grayson, we're getting to the end here. Do you think the Browns make a move to try to pick up Sanders tomorrow?
Yes.
I mean, it's definitely on the table. Do I think it's going to happen? Absolutely not. But I can't put it past my Browns to do something stupid.
Like, would you rather have Quinn Ewers on the Browns?
Because I don't know Quinn Ewers. But
he was the Longhorns quarterback last year.
I would have 100% rather have Quinn Ewers. I mean, I don't know. Let me be clear on that. I'm not 100% sure I really want either of them on there. I'd rather say play out the years what they have available. I mean, I don't like the fact that they have Deshaun Watson essentially as a backup, but they have Joe Flacco back. I don't think they need to waste draft picks on a quarterback when they have other areas that need more attention paid to. Like they do need more defensive people. They do need more. They need receivers. Like we have some good ones, but we need a better backup core for what we have available. And I mean, in all honesty, all of our line is getting old. They're reaching, my age, mid to late 20s, and it's time for them to start putting some younger blood back in there to at least, keep the defensive aspect of protecting the quarterback and the defensive side of the ball alive.
Yeah, and
Otherwise,
I think we have to admit that they really fucked up with Deshaun Watson. Like
Yeah.
it was a dumb decision. I don't think they need to be rushing into any quarterback mistakes again.
I mean,
So
the
you-
Browns have come out and said it was a mistake while he's still on the team.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know who made that decision, who pushed for it, what the idea behind it was, but it was a monumental failure that blew up in their face.
Keegan, are you gonna do the live stream again until Shador gets drafted?
Probably not tomorrow, just because I think we're filming down in the Springs tomorrow.
Okay, day 3.
Yeah, day 3. If he's still available, we'll do it Saturday.
Who has the who kicks off the first pick tomorrow? Do y'all know?
They have it on X. Let me take a look.
Is it not the Titans?
I don't think so.
I think it changes for round 2.
Titans draft Shador also just to cover their bases.
Are you ready for this? Round 2 starts off with your boys, the Cleveland Browns. First pick of the round.
I could see it.
Yeah, it's going to be.
I hope they don't. I hope they don't do it. But
They already got their Super Bowl winning
Or
quarterback.
they trade out of it. They trade out of it because they can get him later.
They got their Super Bowl winning quarterback and Kenny Pickett.
Oh, that's right. I forgot they have Kenny Pickett. Yeah, they're not touching Sanders at all. I mean, they've already got one bad quarterback as a backup. They got 2 bad quarterbacks as a backup. They don't need a third. Like, it's.
I really do think that the Browns are licking their wounds in the quarterback situation still. I don't think they're going to take a chance on somebody else.
I could see it being the Raiders. When do the Raiders pick next? Do they have their second?
I mean, honestly, the team that I could see taking this kid would probably be either the Raiders or, I mean, I think David's got a point too. I think Jerry might be itching to pull the trigger and grab him if nobody else is picking him up.
So stupid.
Grayson, you guys have 2 of the top 4 picks next round.
Yes, we do. What I can see us honestly doing is we're probably going to pick up a wide receiver and we're probably going to pick up somebody for O-line, probably a guard.
Which would be the best moves for them.
1,000,000% agree.
It would be the best thing they could do. Picking up something like a quarterback would be the worst thing they could do.
Well, here's another funny. I was just like checking out notable Jersey retirees about this. Tim Tebow, who brought 2 national championships to Florida, does not have his jersey retired in the Gator community.
And yet they retired Sanders.
Yep, with a 13-11 record and no bowl game wins or championship titles.
Pretty bold
13 and 11. That's literally almost 50-50. Like, it's a flip of the coin if you're going to win.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, the one team that sorry, I'm jumping around.
I think it goes to Raiders, if not the Browns next.
The Browns are going to take. Sanders is not going to the Browns. I don't see that happening.
I think if the Browns were interested in him, I think they would have already picked him up because they had, the spots to do it. And until now, none of us thought that he would be around this long.
And to that point, I think when they traded their position in the first round to a 5th pick, I think they know what they're doing. They're trading very
strategically.
Exactly. They're not trying to get flash. They're trying to get, statistics pumped into their actual roster.
Finally, another person. The pick's been in for a while. I don't know why they make us wait so long.
Commercials. They're like, we got to fit in some extra ad money.
Maxwell Hairston, CB.
I mean, good pick for the Bills. Had they had some defensive backs that could tackle Patrick Mahomes, they would have beat them.
Okay, these are the last 2 coming up, right?
Yeah.
These are.
Do either of these two trade, you think?
It's possible, but I
It
don't
looks
know.
like
I
they
mean,
just swapped.
do they swap with each other?
Sure did.
Why?
Just to make it longer.
Like
You know.
what? What could
Right.
the Eagles possibly be like? No, we got to get in there.
We got to beat the Chiefs.
We need
Our
to
only, our only competition is the Chiefs.
There we go. Hey, trade
Eagles.
to Philly.
The Eagles jump up and take Sanders.
Look at
Shador off the bench and into the Eagles.
Brendan's reaction is perfect. Look at that.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
just
Brendan.
Why'd they trade up to move up one spot?
Oh, wait, they traded their 164 to the Chiefs too. So they gave up another one.
For what? That's so dumb.
Yeah,
Who did they think the Chiefs were going to take?
secondary player, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, who are they trying to block the Chiefs from getting?
No.
Like, yo, the Chiefs cannot. The Chiefs will beat us in next year's Super Bowl if they get this player. Don't let them.
What if they traded up and then missed their pick so the Chiefs got it anyways?
I just imagine the Chiefs getting that phone call and be like, "You want what?"
I want the Chiefs to call them back and be like, "Yeah, we weren't gonna take that guy, so you guys fucked up. You guys messed up."
You thought we were taking Shador? Are you kidding?
Wrong again, Eagles. We'll get you in the next year's Super Bowl because you didn't take the guy that we wanted.
Oh, Eagles are in. They must have known who they wanted.
The Eagles are in.
And for some reason thought the Chiefs were going to take him. Like, I don't understand the reasoning there.
Maybe they thought someone else was going to trade with the Chiefs.
Like, maybe they had the better offer.
Yeah.
Brendan, what would your reaction be if they took Sanders right now?
I would throw my hat.
Everyone just has their hats ready when their picks come up. They're just like, all right.
In the mirror, how do you think you did? I think I did good. They almost lifted me up on.
I think I did good.
Just give us the pick. Oh my God. And the dog.
The question is, Brennan, is there a Georgia Bulldog on the table?
I think it's going to be the safety out of South Carolina or the edge out of
Marshall.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, Mike Green. But I don't think the Chiefs were interested in any of those.
Oh, I don't think so either. That's why I'm confused.
Is Luther Burden, the wide receiver, still available? I
Yeah.
think so.
They took Patrick Mahomes.
They swapped quarterbacks and picks. And Kelsey's. They're like, we'll trade you our Kelsey.
They took half of Andy Reid's mustache.
They're bringing Andy Reid home.
They can't trade. I mean, they could trade, I guess, Jason Kelsey, but he's retired. So, I mean, we would obviously win that deal. Sorry, you don't have a center.
You will do all your State Farm commercials, we promise.
He doesn't do State Farm.
No,
That's
the
what
other
I'm
Kelsey.
Oh. Travis.
Mr. Swift.
God, I can't wait to hear about that next season.
I hope they break up before next season.
Yeah. I really like if they get
Wait,
if they happen to get married. I want it to
Wait.
be in the off season. I do not want it to be in regular season at all.
Bobby, what are you hearing on the Swift Kelsey front?
No,
I heard she's pregnant.
I don't know. Is she? I don't know.
You don't know. You
I don't
find
know.
out.
I don't even follow her. She's
You gotta let us. You gotta let us know, Bobby. You'll find out and then update us next show. Okay.
I don't pay attention to her.
Bobby, one of us has to.
She's sleazy. I don't like her.
You heard it here first, straight from Bob. Taylor Swift is sleazy.
Yes, she is.
Hey, Taylor Swift is worth an estimated like $2.3 billion. So you would be dumb not to take her in a heartbeat, dude. I will do whatever she would want me to do.
You heard it here first. Matt is going to fight Travis Kelsey.
Guys, I think we're real close to this channel getting canceled by Swifties.
Hey, it wasn't all of us that said anything. Matt came to the Swifties' defense. You heard him.
Yeah, he said, I'll be a gold digger for her.
Is that what it is? I thought it was like something else, what the title is. I will be a doormat for her. I wouldn't even have to change my name. I'm already a Matt, you know?
So if she said, look, we'll be together, but I'm only going to use you during my concerts. You're going to go out first and lay down, and I'm just going to step on you as I come out.
That's all right. She looks like she weighs like 112 maybe. I don't know. So I could tolerate that.
What if she said, I'm not going to pay you anything. This is just for, the gigs of it.
This is how I get off.
The publicity would be enough, I would think. I might get a endorsement deal out of it from some Matt company.
Matt just starts his own company. Matt.
To be fair, Maddie Swift is a pretty good name.
Right? It's got a little ring to it there.
Little panache, if you will.
They're talking maybe Jihad Campbell from Alabama, Brendan. Linebacker.
What?
They're talking Jihad Campbell maybe going to Philadelphia. Linebacker from Alabama. Not
Yeah, I
Georgia
saw
yet.
him on one or two mocks.
There we go.
Okay.
I guess they were worried the Chiefs were going to take him.
I guess.
I don't understand that at all.
They were just like, we don't see anyone we'll draft with the 141st pick. We'll trade it.
Hey, Brendan, I can't go in there because I don't want to get like that stuff on me. But if you could check out the Philadelphia Eagles subreddit and let us know what they think.
What?
You want to get 2 picks this year?
We have like 7.
Okay, next pick after is the Chiefs. We got the Browns coming back up.
Grayson Sanders, I think, might be a Brown. I think it's down between the Browns and the Raiders.
Keegan, I don't say horrible things to you about your team. All right. If it does, I think he's been humbled enough, but at the same time, this team's been through enough. I don't want to see the drama come back. I really hope they don't do it.
Can we admit though that that'd be the funniest thing in the world to humble this guy, that he ends up on the Cleveland Browns on day 2?
That would be chef's kiss.
And Grayson,
everything
style, just joke.
Grayson Watson or Sanders.
I mean, just because it gets rid of the cap waste, I'd take Sanders.
To be fair, though, talent-wise, Watson might actually be a better quarterback.
I don't think so. Not anymore. What we've seen of him the last couple of years with Cleveland, he's been bad.
He's
he
been
gets
pretty
back
bad.
to his prime.
How about this? Russell Wilson or Sanders?
Oh, definitely Sanders. You know how
I
I
don't
feel
know.
about
I would have Sanders like 10 picks above Wilson.
Yeah, I thought we were picking like just Roswell and Bader's players over Russell Wilson at one point.
We did. I even took my man Taylor over Trailer.
Yeah, Mark Trailer. We'll give a shout out to our Alpine Cowboys superstar, Mark Trailer.
So, I know we've been talking about Sanders, but we also have to acknowledge Will Johnson was ranked 10 overall, and he's fallen to day 2 as well, unless the Chiefs pick him up right here.
And I could see the Chiefs picking him.
A corner would be fine for them. Like, I could see that.
Wide receiver also.
Yeah.
But Bowden, I think, from Missouri, I think still available.
I still think it's wild that the Eagles traded one spot up. Because it's like, who are you trying to beat, man? Who are you?
So the Jaguars picture on ESPN has Travis Hunter in a white jersey guarding Travis Hunter in a black jersey for the Jaguars as their picture. It is hilarious.
Yeah, I saw that. I thought that was great.
Is TJ Watt on the trade table? I'm seeing a lot of people talk about possible trade.
Yes, I heard maybe about a month ago that he is a potential trade target.
Grayson would be happy if he left the Steelers.
Huh?
If TJ Watt leaves the Steelers, they got Mason Rudolph. I mean, you guys are living pretty clean over there.
Yeah, if they can take everything out of Pittsburgh and just leave us with, if they take TJ Watt out of there, I think we'd be sitting pretty if we actually put our stuff together next season.
What about JJ Watt? Do you want JJ Watt on your team?
No, that man's old. He needs to stay retired.
But he does commercials now.
So does Jason Kelsey. I don't want him. He old. They old.
What about Walter Payton? Would you take him on your team?
Absolutely. He needs to be on here right now.
Okay, good. They took Josh Simmons, offensive tackle.
Also needed. I mean, the Eagles' defensive line was running roughshod over that O-line last year.
I don't think that I don't think the guy that the Eagles took was somebody the Chiefs were even considering.
It had to been someone was going to trade with the Chiefs if it wasn't them. That's all I can think of.
And they must not have had a great offer if all they gave up was the 164th.
Apparently, the Eagles tried to trade up higher than just Kansas City to draft that
Hold
guy.
on.
Apparently,
Hold
that was
on.
their
Hold
one
on,
guy.
guys.
I wonder if the Browns were trying to trade up to get him.
Listen. They just changed after the Chiefs took their pick. ESPN changed to say Browns on the clock. Best available, Will Johnson. Best fit, Shadur Sanders.
They're just trying to gaslight us into taking a bad deal.
It's the first time that he's come up as the suggested pick.
Like Cleveland, just take him. You know you guys are going to ruin your next season anyway. Just take him off the board. We don't want anybody else to have him.
I think he'll go to the Raiders. If I had to pick, and then look, both you guys wouldn't have to worry. He wouldn't be on the Dallas Cowboys or the Cleveland Browns. He'd be in Las Vegas.
I think the Raiders are. I think the Browns are more in danger of taking him than the Cowboys.
Well, yeah, because they got 2 shots in the next 4 picks.
Yeah, but just their team chemistry and stuff. Because again, I think taking any quarterback now after you traded for the one from New England, I think that's just showing you have no confidence in Dak, and you're kind of stuck with Dak for at least another year or two.
Yeah, but at least you can be like, Sanders was supposed to be a top 10 pick, and he just fell to us in the second round.
Maybe, but then it's going to be like, why? Yeah, you got him, but what are you going to do with him when you could have gotten somebody that you can actually use? Because we could get a hell of a running back or a hell of a receiver in the second round. All right, guys. Well, this has been a fun 4 hours, but I think I'm going to call it.
Yeah. Hey, we almost beat last year. So the draft moved faster. Good on them. They learned how to kind of move a little bit quicker. We'll give our kind of predictions. Dan, where do you think Dolphins go next pick? Okay, maybe. But we'll go back. Grayson, what about you? Where do you think Browns go their next 2 picks?
I think they're going to go with a defensive tackle, and I think they're honestly going to go with a wide receiver. I think what he's trying to say, we need to pick up a quarterback. We've already got that pretty much tapped out, and I don't see him taking Shador. I think Shador is going to sit till round 3, and I think honestly, I don't see the Browns touching him. So I think they're going to make a smarter call and actually pick up the stuff they need to instead of trying to pick up a buzz or a hot commodity, quote unquote hot commodity like Shador Sanders. So I think they're going to make a better choice with their actual needs in mind.
Matt, where do you think Vikings go next?
One of 2 ways. Like I said, we talked a little bit earlier. I still think we need an edge rusher. We lost some big defensive pieces to our roster this offseason, and I still think we need a solid running back. Jones is great, but how long is he really going to be around? He's not at his prime yet, but he's close to it. Running backs average in the NFL anymore is about 5 years, 4 years.
Yeah. What Matt is saying is he's outlived the average running back lifespan. Brennan, what about you? Where do you think Eagles go?
Safety or offensive line, possibly tight end, but I think they can wait for tight end till round 3 or later.
David?
I think they're leaning towards wide receiver. I think it's going to be that or running back. I think running back needs to be addressed, but I think there's a larger amount of running backs they can either trade for or get in another round, whereas wide receivers are going to be a little more scarce, I think, this draft. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get a good wide receiver to help CD in the first round, in this next round, and then running back after that.
We'll go to Bobby. Bobby, where do you think Broncos go next pick?
I think we need to address the defensive line, first of all, and then shore up the pieces there, and then go wide receiver to help Nick's out.
I'm just randomly pushing buttons now. Dan, Dolphins, do you have a pick that you think they'll go position-wise next pick? Oh, he's muted. We can't hear him.
What's up?
What position do you think Dolphins go?
It's going to keep being – I think they're probably going to go offensive line because they went defensive line. They'll probably go offensive. It's going to be a very boring draft. We'll get like some running back in like the 5th round, and it'll be like, let's try and be excited about him. But he played at like Jackson State, so it'll be like. But hey, when Miami got Achane, That was exciting. That was a day 3 pick.
Yeah, and he's turned out really good. Grayson
Yeah.
won a championship with H-Han, so.
I need to fact check this, but one of the social media posts just put Sanders now becomes the first player in history to have his jersey retired and not be selected in the first round of the picks.
Ooh. Ooh.
That needs to be fact checked. But he might also be the first to have his jersey retired before the draft.
So I will say, that was a good pickup by the Eagles. And their pick there makes me feel actually a little better about our first pick.
Why is that?
I just think playing them as much as we do, it's a good answer to them.
Yeah, I mean, okay, do you think the Giants are going to be a little bit more competitive for you guys? Because it's pretty much just 3 right now.
I think the Giants are going to have a step up this year, but I think it's a big rebuilding year, especially bringing in a rookie quarterback and stuff. But then again, I mean, look what Jaden Daniels did last year in his rookie year.
Right.
But I bet they don't have the coaching mind, I think, to get it together in 1 year. But I think give it 2 or 3 years, and I think NFC East will be back to being like the most competitive division. They're just going to be tearing each other up all the time.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this was exciting, guys. And I guess we'll do maybe a live next week to go over the whole thing.
Yeah, we could do that. Just recap the draft update wherever Sanders does eventually go and kind of talk surprises, teams, what we think will happen. So stay tuned.
I want to put on the record, I agree with Grayson. I don't think Brown's going to touch him. I think they're savvy enough this season to not take the glowy, obvious, shiny thing in front of them. They're going to think more long term, I think, and go for some more solid picks.
One can only hope.
We will find out tomorrow, probably. If he doesn't go on day 2,
if he goes day
game at
3,
that point.
I will laugh so hard.
At that point, any of our teams could draft him because, like, getting Sanders on a day 3, like, yeah, why not? Yeah. But yeah, we will be back, guys. Stay tuned. We got Grayson's pick, half a king coming up. We'll be talking that first Monday in May. So stay tuned. If not, if you guys want pop culture stuff, go to Society of Main Characters, and you can find lots of great stuff there. But we will see you guys later.